You're looking live at the White Mountain Motorsports Park in North Woodstock, New Hampshire. As tonight, we're back again. 4 hours of racing action, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more. And glad you can join us one more time over these local radio stations, WTWN in Wells River, Vermont. That's 105.1 FM and 1100 AM. And also WYKR in Haverhill, New Hampshire. That's 101.3 FM. I'm Ken Wells. You probably got used to my voice over the course of the summer. I've got Mike Strauss in here with tonight. Mike, how are you, sir?
Beautiful, beautiful, Kenny. What a night here at Woodstock Racing.
Big crowd and much better weather, Mike, than we tried to survive out of our own area. What's going on 80 miles north of here? We got a lot of rain.
We had a lot of rain, yeah, up there, but it's beautiful tonight. Boy, the sunny sky, it is just gorgeous here today.
That's outstanding. And, of course, we had trouble getting in here tonight, too. And I got to throw a shout-out to Arnold's car service over there. He also has a diner right here in Lincoln, New Hampshire, too. Without him, I believe we'd be hitchhiking in, Mike.
Yeah, we'd still be walking right about now, Kenny.
No doubt about it. The preliminaries are going on right now as we catch the action here. And tonight, 6 features. So it's going to be a very busy night at the track here. Good crowd still rolling in. And we're expecting a lot of action as usual. Plus, we also have our third man on the team, Aaron Maynard. We can pull him in, the veteran sportscaster and play-by-play man at Thunder Road and here at White Mountain Motorsports. And we're lucky to have him backing us up. And so I think we'll be good shape. And, as we get into these tracks, Mike and I want to give a little information on the history of the tracks down here. It's a great history. It's one of the finest tracks in New England. And a back door to Loudon Speedway, the International Super Speedway. But I'll tell you what, this is a great quarter-mile track here. They get a lot of fans here, very knowledgeable fans, too. And as you take a look at the history of the park here tonight with race fans, and we want to welcome everybody, of course, a thrilling night we're expecting here at White Mountain Motorsport Parks in North Woodstock, New Hampshire. Before the engines come alive and the lights flash green, we're going to take a little deep dive into the history and legacy of this beloved quarter-mile track, a true gem of the Granite State.
That's right, Kenny. White Mountain Motorsports Park, known to loyal fans as WMMP, opened its gates in 1993 thanks to the vision and hard work of Donnie and Terry Avery. Their dream was to create a racing sanctuary in the heart of the White Mountains, a place where families, racers, and local community could come together around the roar of the engines and the thrill of competition.
They found the perfect location, just off Route 3 in North Woodstock, a setting so picturesque it could be a postcard. With its dramatic mountain backdrop, the track is a high-banked asphalt oval that quickly earned its reputation for tight racing, underdog stories, and hometown heroes. From its earliest days, it drew fans from across New England, and soon after, racers from all corners of the region were eager to take on its challenging layout.
That's right, Kenny. The 90s and early 2000s saw the track grow in popularity, hosting events for regional series like the NASCAR's Busch North Series, ACT, and the PASS. The combination of competitive fields, passionate fans, and a smooth racing surface made it a destination for racers and spectators alike. The annual Late Model Showdown became a must-see, drawing record crowds.
And tonight, as we will discuss some of the features, that's going to be the big one tonight, the late models. They're going to go last night, a 50-lapper, but we've got a lot of racing to go before that comes around. In recent years, ownership transitions to Chris Michon and Tom Mayberry, both veterans of the racing world with deep ties to the ACT and past series. Under their leadership, WMMP has undergone major upgrades. The pit area was expanded, grandstands renovated, safety systems overhauled, and fan engagement ramped up. It's now more than a racetrack. It's a full-fledged entertainment venue with events scheduled year-round.
That's right. WMMP has also become a developmental hub for young talent, helping and mold our next generation of racers. Its kid division and local sports series have produced drivers who've gone on to national success. But despite all the growth, WMMP hasn't lost its identity. On any given Saturday night, you'll find neighbors chatting in the stands, local sponsors cheering on their teams, and little kids dreaming of one day taking the green flag themselves. It's a place where stories begin and where legends are made.
And tonight, the engine's not the only things heating up. The stories behind the wheel are just as thrilling. Here at White Mountain Motorsports Park, we're more than halfway through the season. In fact, we're down to 2 more events after this one for the year. And the names etched in the minds of fans are as compelling as ever. And if you look at some of the groups here, let's start with the Titans at the top.
That's right, Kenny. Let's begin with Quinny Welch, still the benchmark for late model excellence at WMMP. With 9 track championships, and an unmatched knack for reading race, Welch continues to show why he's the standard by which others are measured. His blend of experience, patience, and precision make every lap look like clockwork.
And then we can take a look at Tanner Woodard, the 2024 track champ. Hasn't let off the gas in 2025. His ability to stay cool in high-pressure situations have kept him in title contention. And his pit crew continues to impress with quick calls and clean setups. If he's anywhere near the front lap by lap 90, just don't count him out.
That's right, Kenny. Hey, new faces and fast rises. No driver has made more noise this season than Brandon Gray. After a perfect 2024 in the Flying Tigers, Gray jumped into the late models and hasn't missed a beat. He's aggressive when he needs to be, and patient when it counts. A rare combo that makes veterans nervous and fans excited.
Another rising star, that's Tyler Cahill. He's a 1764 Sports Bar and Grill late model driver. Cahill's outside line bravery and sharp car control have earned him back-to-back podiums in July. He's still racing and chasing that elusive first win, but it feels like it's just a matter of time.
In the Strictly Minis, Logan Farnsworth has become a breakout story of the season. A rookie in the division, Farnsworth already has multiple top fives and a win under his belt. His line selection and mid-corner speed are turning heads and making seasoned drivers rethink their strategy.
And tonight, under the cool, late August sky, we're diving into the stories behind the names on your program. These are the drivers you'll be watching, cheering for, and maybe even talking about on your ride home. The contenders, the upstarts, and the workhorses who define what it means to race at White Mountain Motorsports Park.
Quinny Welch, the Iron Man of the Mountains. Let's begin with the legend himself, Quinny Welch, a 9-time king of the mountain and a man who's practically welded to the top tier of the late model standings. Quinny is once again in the championship hunt in 2025, and his consistency this season has been textbook. Welch steady starts, smart tire management, and no wasted moves. He may not win every week, but he's never off the radar. When it comes down to the championship night, he's always in the conversation, and tonight is a critical points night.
And few drivers have drawn more eyes in 25 than the aforementioned Brandon Gray after his perfect Flying Tiger season in 24. 14 for 14. Gray stepped into the late model ranks this year and wasted no time proving he belongs. His aggressive but clean style has earned him respect from veterans and fans alike. He scored multiple podiums this summer and has been flirting with a feature win for weeks. Could tonight be the big night?
Could be. Hey, what about Tanner Woodard, though? Mr. Consistency. He's the reigning track champ. Tanner Woodard hasn't skipped a beat in 2025. While he's only taken the checkers once this season, he's been in the top 5 nearly every outing. Tanner thrives on long green flag runs. His tire conservation and late race decision-making are top tier. As we enter the final stretch of the season, don't be surprised if he starts peaking at just the right time.
And then you want to talk about blue-collar top. That's Shannon Roy in the 1764 Sports Bar and Grill late model. Shannon Roy continues to press. A blue-collar racer who's been grinding out top 10 finishes all season. Shannon has become a fan favorite for his work ethic and fearless corner entries. He may not be the flashiest name on the list, but his determination is unmatched.
And we got Nicole Ouellette leading the Minis. Nicole Ouellette remains a dominant force in the strictly stock Minis. Her driving has been razor sharp this summer. Late drives into turn 1, perfect throttle timing, and an uncanny ability to read traffic. Her mechanical team has dialed in the setup and shows. If you're watching the Minis tonight, keep an eye on the 99. She'll know how to slice through the field.
He's no longer a rookie, that's for sure. Logan Farnsworth, once a rookie, Logan has now grown into a true contender in the strictly stock Minis. He picked up multiple heat wins, now has a feature under his belt as well. His battle with Nicole Ouellette earlier this year was one of the most talked about races of the year. Logan is maturing fast and hungry.
And then there's Derek Booth and Caleb Merrill, dwarf duelists. The Wayne's Market dwarf cars have seen fierce action all summer long, led by the continuing rivalry of Derek Booth and Caleb Merrill. Booth favors that high-risk, high-reward approach with gutsy moves on the outside, while Merrill plays a long game, clean, tactical, and patient. With these two tangle, sparks fly, sometimes literally.
Luke Peters and Ella Farnsworth, that's the next wave of drivers here in the Dad's 4x Tool and Supply Kids Division. The future of racing is already making noise. Luke Peters continues to impress with discipline, line, and quick adjustments in mid-race, while Ella Farnsworth brings a fearless attitude and a knack for late race charges. Their friendly rivalry has become a staple of Saturday nights.
Whether you've been following these drivers all season or hearing their names for the first time, one thing's for certain. These racers bring their whole hearts to the track every weekend. Every division has its own drama, its own heroes, and its own surprises. Tonight is no different. So buckle up. You're about to witness the next chapter in their stories live here at White Mountain Motorsports Park.
Okay, great job there, too. And back at Mission Control, we've got Joshua Smith at the controls. He's done a great job of giving us some music to change the pace here once in a while, and certainly a great time to tie in racing with some of the great country songs over the years. And we're going to lead off tonight with Alabama, a 40-hour week working for a living. And we'll take a moment to salute the real pit crew behind the scenes, the men and the women who weld, dig, deliver, drive, stock, plumb, teach, fix, and build. Alabama's 40-hour week was released in 1985 and quickly became the national anthem for America's blue-collar backbone. Whether you're hauling lumber or swapping tires on Saturday night at Bear Ridge or here down at White Mountains Motorsports, this one's for you. Alabama, up next. Ken Wells, Mike Strauss, back here at White Mountains Motor Park here. We're going to give you some more previews of what's coming up over the course of the season. We're down to the last few races as we charge into the final lap of summer. The schedule at White Mountain Motorsports Park is heating up right alongside the championship battles. Tonight might be a big one, but the next few weeks promise even more action, emotion, and high-octane storylines.
That's right, Kenny. September 6th is our Labor Day Championship doubleheader. Next weekend, we return for our annual Labor Day Weekend Championship night, a doubleheader featuring both local divisions and regional touring stars. The ACT Late Model Tour rolls in for the White Mountain 150, and many of tonight's late model standouts will be pulling double duty, including Brandon Gray and Tanner Woodard. If you thought they were aggressive tonight, just wait until there's an ACT trophy on the line. We'll also run the Strictly Stock Enduro 50 that night, where up to 40 cars take the green. No cautions, no pit stops, just pure survival. It's part race, part demolition derby, and it's always a fan favorite.
You know, these guys have done a good job on vehicles too, Mike, because by this time of the year, after getting, 15, 20 races on you, these cars are starting to get battered a little bit.
Yeah, a little
so
bit.
Pit crews are important along the way, for
My
sure.
goodness.
September 13th, that'll be the final points night. That all comes down to the final points night. September 13th, a make-or-break evening for every title contender in every division. From the 1764 Sports Bar late models down to the Dad's 4x Tool and Supply Kids division. Every heat race, every feature, and every restart, they'll all matter. Quinny Welch, Brandon Gray, Nicole Lett, names we followed all season. They'll be battling for their respective crowns. With how tight some of the points races are, we might see the season decided by just a few car lengths. It's high stakes and high drama.
And then on September 20th, we have Fan Appreciation Night and Season Awards. On September 20th, we celebrate you, the fans, with Fan Appreciation Night and our 2025 Season Awards presentation. Expect on-track autograph sessions, giveaways, and a few surprises, bringing the whole family. Kids will have a chance to meet drivers and win cool prizes. And we'll take a moment to honor our track crew, volunteers, and sponsors who made the season possible. This night is all about community. We'll wrap the evening up with a short exhibition feature and a lighthearted grudge match between a few surprise entrants. It's our way of saying thanks for another amazing season.
And then if you push it into October 4th will be the Fall Foliage Spectacular. And finally, save that date. It's October 4th. We'll close out the year with our Fall Foliage Spectacular. It's the final race at WMMP on the calendar and the perfect capstone to the season. Modifieds, mini, lates, enduros, and even a Legends/Bandolero Challenge are on the schedule. It's a full afternoon and evening of racing with foliage at full peak across the White Mountains. If you've ever seen WMMP with a backdrop of bright reds and golds, this is your choice.
So whether you're a diehard in the pits or a first-time visitor in the stands, there's still time to be a part of this story. The 2025 season isn't finished, not by a long shot. Mark your calendars, bring your scanner, and we'll see you back here for more edge-of-your-seat racing at White Mountains Motorsports Park.
And tonight here, August 30th, talking about some of the races that are coming our way this evening. So welcome back again to another one of the adrenaline-fueled Saturday nights at White Mountain Motorsports Park. It's August 30th, 2025, and we're closing out the month with a battle that delivers everything fans could want. Speed, strategy, side-by-side battles, and a few scores that are bound to be settled on the track tonight.
Yep, we got the late models, the championship chase will tighten tonight's feature in the 1764 Sports Bar and Grill late models is critical. With just a couple races left in the points season, every lap, every pass, and every restart counts. Brandon Gray is riding the momentum tonight after a pair of dominant podium finishes earlier this month. But Tanner Woodard, the reigning champ, is still within striking distance and is known for coming alive when it matters the most. Expect Gray and Woodard to be door-to-door, and don't count out Quinny Welch, who's had late-season surge and still has a shot to make things interesting.
And there's no room for error. That's Strictly Stock Minis. In the Woodsville Guarantee Savings Bank Strictly Stock Minis, Nicole Ouellette continues to hold the top spot in points. But tonight, she'll face off against Anthony Rifkin and Jacob Emmons, both of whom have been running aggressively and clean. The margin for error is razor thin in this division, and with a few rookies getting faster every week, this feature could be one of the most unpredictable of this evening.
And then you got the MO Noon 6 Asphalt Mini Late models. Local stars versus touring invaders. The mini lates return tonight with a field that includes a mix of WMMP regulars and regional standouts. Megan Ellis has been improving steadily all season, while Sean Henry has already notched 2 wins in 2025. With championship and a few touring in the mix tonight, expect some sharp elbows and late race drama.
And with the dwarf cars, the 4 wide flower them. The Wayne's Market dwarf cars, they're back. And this is one of those nights where anything can happen, and usually it does. Derek Booth, Caleb Merrill, and Becca Raymond have traded wins all summer. These compact machines allow for aggressive passes in tight packs, so the fans in the front row are going to be treated to a blur of color and chaos.
And then you got the kids division, the future of the Ridge. And in the Dad's 4x Tool and Supplies kid division, tonight's feature is more than just a race. It's a glimpse into the future of Northeast racing. Watch out for the Luke Peters and Ella Farnsworth, 2 drivers whose racecraft already has people talking. They may be short in stature, but they race with the confidence of veterans.
And now, just a word on the track conditions, the weather, which is unpredictable this time of year. Mike and I were telling you that when we came down from Mike's up to the Derby around at Willoughby Lake, we had nothing but moisture, but it got drier all the way down here. Track conditions tonight are near ideal. A warm, dry afternoon is given away to a cool evening. That's great for grip and engine temperatures. The clay is down too as well, and the road's in great shape, and the lap times in practice have been sharp. Crew dialing suspensions and tweaking air pressures, and the vibe in the pits is focused but optimistic.
And how about a special thanks for tonight's program, which is presented in part by Woodsville Power Equipment and Walls Ford, who continue to support local racing through sponsorships and community involvement. Make sure to visit the sponsor tables behind the grandstands and grab some freebies and maybe even meet a driver or 2.
And whether you're tuned into WYKR 101.3 FM, listening on the app, or setting in the grandstands with a maple creamy and a race program, tonight's card is everything you need. Competition, community, and classic Northeast short track events. The engines are warming up. The fans are on the feet. The green flag is coming moments away. It's August 30th at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. Let's go racing. With that said, we're going to take a quick time out and send it back to our quarterback back in Wells River, and so we can bring in some of the outstanding advertisers that are powering the ship tonight. We'll be back at the White Mountain Motorsports Park here. I'm Ken Wells and Mike Strauss, and we'll send it back to Mission Control in Wells River.
Napa know-how.
At your local FMS Napa Auto Parts store in Bradford, you'll find hot deals. Save up to 22% on night vision, Xeon headlight, and fog light bulb 2-packs. Save up to 21% on select radar, trailer, and towing products. There's big savings on numerous shop supplies, too. Hot deals through August 31st at your local FMS Napa Auto Parts store in Bradford.
Napa know-how.
You drive an hour for the right fishing hole. the right doctor, the right school. So why settle when it comes to your vehicle? North Country Ford is just a short trip from where you are. But the way they treat customers, it's a rare find. Real people, fair prices, and vehicles that are made to work as hard as you do. Make the trip. You already know some things are just worth the drive. North Country Ford on Middle Street in Lancaster is one of them. Go the extra mile or visit northcountrymotors.com.
At Lady Shay's, comfort food comes handmade and home style. The chicken is as tender as Shay's heart and as crispy as her humor. You'll definitely need to find more words for delicious after trying the mac and cheese. So, whether you're swinging by for lunch or looking for catering that'll make your guests smile, we promise food that's hot, fresh, and full of Southern-style goodness. Follow us on Facebook for truck locations and catering details. Then, come get yourself a taste of home. Lady Shay's. Look for the white truck.
Back here at WMMP, and I would be remiss in not mentioning that incredible 40-hour week for a living Alabama Classic. That was Alabama reminding us that folks in the stands work just as hard as the ones behind the wheel. 40-hour week is still played every Labor Day weekend at tracks across the country because respect is earned, not handed out. The track was recorded in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, the legendary recording studio, the same town that gave us Aretha Franklin's greatest hits and a whole host of other tremendous acts from all genres. The opening line was once used in a Ford truck commercial campaign. It won Alabama the ACM award for the Vocal Group of the Year in '86. The group performed it live for thousands of GM workers during a strike in the late '80s. Now we have a assortment of facts there and a great job of getting stuff like this compiled by the staff back in Wells River as well as Haverhill. And while the cars take a breather and the crews refuel, let's fill you in on some of the most interesting, quirky, and downright fascinating facts about White Mountain Motorsports Park. Whether you're a lifetime fan or new to the track, these nuggets are sure to make you smile and maybe earn you a trivia win or two and an admission.
That's right, Kenny. Did you know that WMMP is one of only a few racetracks in the United States located within the bounds of a national forest region? Surrounded by the towering White Mountains, it provides not only a high-octane, action-packed, but some of the most scenic backdrops in all of motorsports. That's why fans say this is the only track where you can hear engines echo off the mountain walls while still catching a whiff of the pine.
The track's original scoreboard was manually operated. Yeah, just like Fenway Park. Yes, with actual number cards up until the early 2000s. Volunteers would actually run out during the cautions to update positions real time. Talk about pressure.
How about the famed Turn 4? It's lovingly and little fearfully called the Wall of Truth. Over the years, many drivers have learned the hard way that there's no room for error coming out of that final corner. Some say if you win a race without kissing that wall at least once, it wasn't a real challenge.
There's also a quirky little superstition at WMMP. Legend has it that if you see a red cardinal perched on a fence during practice, someone's about to have a breakout night. Longtime fans and even some crew chiefs swear by it.
And the oldest driver to compete at the track was actually 72 years old, a local named Raymond Gramps DeFrency. He raced in the Enduro division and proudly said he was faster than arthritis.
Faster than arthritis, okay. On the flip side, the youngest winner of the feature race was just 12 years old. A kids division driver who took the lead in the last lap with a daring dive into turn 3. The kid now works part-time as a mechanic for a late model team and still races in the summers.
Hey, let's talk food. The track burger recipe hasn't changed since 1997, and fans love it so much, there's actually a White Mountain Motorsports-themed cookbook floating around. It includes favorites like the Turn 1 Chili, Dwarf Dog Slaw, and the Victory Lane Nachos.
I may be interested in Victory Lane Nachos later this evening. Every summer, WMMP hosts a pit party night where fans could come down after the race, grab a selfie with their favorite driver, even hop into the cockpit of a stock car. It's one of the most hands-on fan experiences you'll find anywhere in regional racing.
And here's something for the history buffs. WMMP is built on land that was once used for logging and timber transport in the late 1800s. Remnants of the old skidder trails still run through the forest behind the backstretch.
Well, so whether it's ghosts in turn 4, Cardinals predicting championships, or just the scent of burgers and burnt rubber, this track is full of personality, tradition, and charm. And now we're going to turn to the racetrack momentarily here as we're starting to break down some of our feature events tonight. And the Dad's 4x4 Supply Kids Division Heat Race is coming up now, and we're going to give you the whole roster in that division. I'm going to throw it over to Mike, and he's going to give us the roster for them, and we're going to pick up that race with Aaron Maynard at the call.
Yeah, Kenny, Dad's 4x Tool and Supply Kids. Here's your roster. You're going to have the number 1, Henry Martin, out of Lincoln, New Hampshire. The 4, Bella Hamill, out of Milton, Vermont. The 9, Chloe Goodbout, Lincoln, New Hampshire. The number 2, Cooper Benoit, out of Washington, Vermont. Number 12, Lucas Sidney, out of Concord, Vermont. You have the 13, Alexis Carey, out of Abington, Massachusetts. The 13, also Riley Morris, out of Barrie, Vermont. You have the 14, Colton Williams, Washington, Vermont. Number 17, Mackenzie Sykard, out of Gilmanton. Number 19, Chloe Doyle, out of Northfield, Vermont. The number 23, Madison Potter, out of Marshfield, Vermont. We have the number 45, Cameron Beadle, out of St. Johnsbury Center, Vermont. 48, Owen Dupoy, out of Barrie. We have 56X, Grayson Gorman, out of East Burke. 63, Clayton Houghton, out of Concord, New Hampshire. Sorry, that's Vermont. 74, Kipton Aldrich, out of North Haverhill, New Hampshire. 78, Caden Wimble, out of Waterbury, Vermont. And the 81, Evan Folsom, out of Barrie, Vermont.
Thank you very much, Mike. And they are underway here. This is this is the first feature. This is the Dad's 4x Tool and Supply Kids Division. These are the young kids working their way up through this league. And the 04 has the inside with number 19 up front. So that's Bella Hamill from Milton, Vermont. And the 19 up there, too, Chloe Doyle. So it is ladies' night here, as our gentleman next to us they were talking about, as they're dueling up front here. And they have 7 laps in the race here that make that 8. So they're halfway through this event here. The first 6 cars are pretty welded in there. But black seems to be the underlying color scheme for most of these vehicles, Mike. You see?
Yeah, I guess it helps. If you get dinged up a little bit, may not be able to see it as much.
That 48's coming up behind him, though, trying to make some hay if they can. That's Owen Dupree from Barrie, Vermont. He's got a shot to make a run here as he has the inside, as we have 9 laps recorded. This will be for 15, the first of 6 features that'll be handling here down here at the track as the lights have just come on. And it's hard for that 48 to wedge his way past those 2 ladies up front because they are holding tight up front with the 19 getting a slight lead there. That's Chloe Doyle from Northfield, Vermont, and she has that inside line, and now there's separation, but up behind him comes the 48. He's in better position now as he takes over second, and we're grinding it down to the last 4 laps to go. The 56 has become a starter here. Grayson Gorham from East Burke, Vermont, and now he's making a hard move inside. They pushed outside, though, both cars off the track there. Yellow has not caution come out yet because nobody got damaged. He's going to keep them rolling. Good job by the flagman keeping the action rolling here as 12 laps are in the books, and we're down to 3 more to go before we get the end of this. It's come down to a 2-car race at this point. The number 19 still in hold up front, Chloe Doyle, and then passing is the number 12 who squeaked through, Lucas Sidney from Concord, Vermont. And on the backstretch, Lucas is trying to get that horsepower out there, and he takes the lead as they come into turn number 3, and now they'll bend around 4 right in front of us here as we are down to just 1 lap to go with the 12. He came from 6th place and did a great job. He's opened up about a 3-car length there now as they come around for the last time. He looks in good shape. That's Lucas Sidney from Concord, Vermont. And around turn 4, the checkered flag is out. He takes it with the 19 coming in second, Chloe Doyle. And then the 17 holds down the third of their Mackenzie Seacard from Gilmington. And there you have your first feature win of the evening here. Good race and a nice finish by number 12. So he's worked his way from 6th all the way to 1st.
Yeah, that was exciting, Kenny. Wow, the action is nonstop here tonight. Beautiful night here at White Mountain Motorsports Park.
As summer winds down, as we said, the heart of the racing season beats stronger than ever here at White Mountain Motorsports Park, with championship chases heating up and fall around the corner. The community surrounding this track is more engaged than ever, both in the stands and behind the scenes.
Yeah, the end of summer vibes and track culture. August 30th marks the unofficial last hurrah of summer before the kids go back to school and leaves start to turn. Fans are making the most of it. Lawn chairs lined up by 4 p.m., grills going by 4:30, and kids zipping around the WMMP souvenir shirts while their parents swap stats and driver stories. The WMMP fan zone is buzzing this week. with a late season scavenger hunt, cornhole tournaments, and a paint-your-own die-cast car. Craft table for younger fans. Every driver autograph table is busy tonight. This is the kind of crowd that makes the pits feel like a local block party.
And I'll tell you, when you start talking about cornhole tournaments, I've got the guy, Mike Strauss, who knows all about it here. He's worked with a lot of professionals. And tell me a little about the league that you have in the northern part of New England. And all participants are welcome from all over New England, correct? And beyond that.
That's right, Kenny. So, yeah, we're a league. We started in Derby, Vermont. We are Orleans County Cornhole, what started as just an organization to get out, play the game we love, maybe help the community and make friends, has pretty much developed into a melting pot of professional cornhole players as we head into the new season here in October. We got a lot of young guys from Waterbury, Derby, Coventry, even St. Albans. Colin Hodette, who was the first ever ACL professional cornhole player. He's going to be making his second appearance this coming season. We have 4 players out of the state of Vermont that are pros now, and we couldn't be more excited about the future of cornhole.
If somebody wants to get involved in that, Mike, who would they contact to get involved?
Well, we do play at the Derby Elks Club up there in Newport, Derby, Vermont. We're about 3 miles from the Canadian border. We play every Wednesday night starting at 6:30. We play all winter long, and we do have special events and fundraisers as well. What I would recommend is you check out our Facebook page, Orleans County Cornhole, for all the information you need. We are open to the public. We are fun to play with, and we have a good time.
Thank you very much. The behind-the-scenes crews are running like a championship caliber team. August heat means track temps can fluctuate fast. Not tonight, it's cooled off, but they've kept maintenance teams working around the clock this week to ensure grip, consistency, and safety. Meanwhile, the race officials and scoring teams are prepping for tighter point margins and more complex scenarios. Tiebreakers, provisional spots, and season standings are being watched closer than ever. August into September is when every lap matters, and the officials are all dialed in.
That's right, and the sponsors are stepping up. Tonight's race is backed with multiple longtime sponsors, including Woodsville Guarantee Savings Bank and Wayne's Market, both of whom are offering giveaways and prize baskets at intermission. Kids are lining up for free Hot Wheels and T-shirts, while adults are throwing their names in a hat for local business gift cards. Sponsors know the end of August is when casual fans become diehards, and they want their businesses front and center when that happens.
Tonight also marks the Back-to-School Appreciation Night. WMMP is offering free general admission to all teachers and school staff. There's a recognition lap before the late model feature where educators will ride along with a WMMP pace truck. It's a nod to the folks who shaped the next generation, many of whom have taught or supported drivers racing here tonight. Volunteers from gate staff to cleanup crews also are getting a shout-out tonight with a team pizza party after the show wraps. They powered through rain delays, heat waves, and late-night track sweeps all summer long.
Racing families and legacy, you better keep an eye on Pit Row. You'll spot 3 generations of race families all over the place. The Merrill, Farnsworth, and Peter clans are all in attendance tonight, wrenching side by side, swapping tires, and feeding little ones between heat races. They aren't just hobbyists, they're lifers. There's even a friendly chili cook-off going on behind Trailer Row. The prize, a $50 fuel gift card and bragging rights until 2026.
At the post-race tonight, the WMMT team will immediately begin setup for Fan Appreciation Night and the Labor Day Classic. From cleaning bleachers, updating signage, confirming vendor setups, and prepping trophies, the transition from August to September is one of the busiest times of the season and among the most rewarding. We've got a break between features here. Up next will be the Fisher Auto Parts Flying Tigers feature event. That'll be 35 laps. That's coming up next year. But first, we're going to send it back to headquarters of WYKR and WTWN and hear from some of the outstanding advertisers that keep us airborne. We'll be back.
Pumpkins glow and fires crack. Time to fix what summer lacked. Doors repaired and rooms renewed. Porches made for family food. Batchelder's crew knows what to do. Craftsmanship honest, strong, and true. Start your project, big or small, vtcarpenter.com this fall.
When you need 24-hour roadside service, contact Legendary Towing and Recovery at Bradford Auto Works. Their drivers are qualified and trained professionals. They follow guidelines by the American Automobile Association that is put in place by major motor clubs. Here are just some of the services that Legendary Towing and Recovery offers while working with local and state police when needed. Emergency roadside services, lockouts, and jump start, including EV and hybrids. To name just a few. When you need 24-hour roadside service, contact Legendary Towing and Recovery at Bradford Auto Works.
Your backyard isn't broken, it's just boring. And that office entrance, yeah, that could use some love too. Murray's Market in Bradford will add the beds, borders, and bushes that bring life to your yard and make your business look like it means business. Whether you're a cafe, clinic, or just finally getting around to adding that walkway out front, Murray's Market in Bradford will help you grow places. Murray's Market. We dig what we do. You will too. Open daily, 8 to 5.
Second, we're in right now to Owen.
Ken Wiles and Mike Strauss back here. You just heard Jason Aldean, The Only Way I Know. Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, and Erik Church. That's 3 horsepower engines in one track, and together they fire off The Only Way I Know. That's one about working harder, hurting longer, and doing what needs doing, whether it's under the hood or out in the field. It's the kind of track that makes you proud of your calluses and stubborn about your goals. That was a Jason Aldean and friends who put together The Only Way I Know. It was written for every welder, wrench turner, and weekend warrior who knows the meaning of earning it. Still a locker room favorite before the green flag drops. The song hit number 1 in 2013. It became a go-to anthem for sports teams and race crews. It was performed live at the 2012 CMA Awards and got a standing ovation. Brantley Gilbert originally co-wrote the song for himself, but gave it to Aldean as a gift. That's quite a gift right there. It was on one of Aldean's most streamed pre-game tracks to this very day. Now we are underway with our second feature of the night. That's the Flying Tigers Triple Crown Series. And here's Mike Strauss with the lineup for that race.
Yeah, so we have the Flying Tigers here right now racing. We have our number 1 position for your Flying Tigers, Jason Woodard, sitting at 150 points. Again, that's the top of the standings, followed by number 2, Sam Karen, at 144 points going into tonight. Number 3 is Shane Sykard. He has 128 points. Your 4th driver is Logan Hours, 126 points. Number 5 is Brendan Moody, 116 points. At number 6 is Cam Gadoo with 112 points on the season. Number 7 driver is Mike Martin, 108 points, followed by number 8, Owen Cheney with 104 points. Number 9 would be Scott Coburn, sitting at 100 points. Number 10, Luke Peters, 88 points. We have the 11th place driver, Matt Potter, with 84 points. And then the number 12, Nate Hamblett, with 74 points. Number 13 is Kyle Willis, 72 points. 14, Mike Clark, with 70 points. And to round that out, your number 15 driver for the Flying Tigers is Chris LaForest with 60 points.
Thank you very much, sir. This is a 35-lap event, and let's bring in the seasoned veteran. He's the voice at Thunder Road and the voice here at WMMP. That's Aaron Maynard. Aaron, take it away.
Turn 1. C-Card in the 4, moves into the number 3 spot. That moves C-Card in the 49 back to 5th. Peters in the 26, and then the 57, Todd Deerington, the pole sitter, continuing to ride right there. He's occupying the number 6 position. 7th to Potter, 8th to Potter. Then it's Sean Fleury, Rick Thompson Jr., and Makita Giroux. Cross flags are ready to go up in the air this time. Halfway home for Owen Cheney in the 29 as he shows the way over Nate Hamblett in the 36. Shane Seacard, the point leader in the number 4, beginning to close in for the runner-up spot. The point leader, Shane Seacard, in car number 4, has drawn to the rear deck lid for the runner-up position from Nate Hamblett. Hamblett puts the power down, though, scoots back ahead by a car length down the back straightaway. 15 laps to go this time. 15 for Owen Cheney in the 29 car. Hamblett in the 36 rides in the runner-up position. It's Seacard right now, the point leader from the back of the pack. And coming with him now, Luke Peters in the 26 automobile. Peters has come from the back of the pack in the 26 as well. He's up to fourth. Seacard has 631 points. He's your point leader over second place, Logan Powers. Sean Fleury doing his best right now behind the wheel of that car, but he's going to lose some ground here tonight. Owen Cheney, the only driver so far this season who's had all top 10 finishes, comes in today number 4 in the point standings. He's looking for his first career win. And when he gets back to the start-finish line, there is going to be 10 laps to go. 10 to go this time off turn 4 for the McGee Ford. Car number 29, Owen Cheney. Nate Hamblett, the 36, has given up on the bottom side of the racetrack and jumped up to the preferred outside lane, trying to hold off Shane Seacard. And Luke Peters has made that a 3-man jam session for the runner-up spot with 9 to go. 29, Owen Cheney beginning to pull away at the front of the pack. Nate Hamblett, the 36, has switched completely to defense, trying to keep Shane Seacard in car number 4 at bay. And it's Luke Peters in car 26. Peters, the number 3-point man, coming in 24 points behind Seacard, knows he has to start beating him on a pretty regular basis if he wants to have a shot at the year-end championship. Six laps to go in this one. 6 remain for Owen Cheney in the 29. Five fingers going up in the air from our chief starter, Kason Hodgkin. 5 laps to go for Owen Cheney in the 29 car. Nate Hamblett, the 36, rides second, and Shane Seacard still holding on to third. Less than a mile remains for Owen Cheney in the 29 automobile. Hamblett in the 36, Seacard in the 4. Peters is 4th. How about young A.J. Seacard riding in 5th? And then the Rookie of the Year point leader, Todd Deerington, riding in 6th. Popsicle sticks are up. 2 laps to go for Owen Cheney in the 29 car. Hamblett in the 36, riding in 2nd. Shane Seacard's been able to hold off the charge from Luke Peters with the white flag ready to fly one more time around for Owen Cheney in the 29. Final time through turns 1 and 2. Hamblett in the 36, still riding in 2nd. 3rd to Seacard. Checkered flag is ready to fly off the 4th corner. First career flying Tiger victory. Owen Cheney in the 29, your winner. Nate Hamblett is 2nd in the 36, and the point leader, Shane Seacard, comes home in 3rd in car number 4.
So there you have it right there. Great job, Rory. Number 29 gets his first win in that division here tonight and ran very convincingly. That's Owen Cheney, and certainly looked like one of the top drivers on the track tonight. Has not been on top of the standings all year long, but tonight, it's his night, looks like to me. Well done.
Well done, Kenny. Yeah, he's going to move up in the standings, it looks like. That was a great race and fun to watch.
Nate Hamblett pulling down a 2nd in that Flying Tiger run, 2, and the points leader, Shane Seacard, the 4, coming in 3rd. So a great race right there, and glad we could tune in Aaron Maynard to give you down the stretch it goes. With this break in the action, they're going to get the flag out, get some pictures, and get some of the pit crew and relatives down to the cars too. We're going to send it back to WYKR and WTWN for these advertisings, and we'll be back at WMMP immediately after that.
Ready to upgrade your living situation? At Fecteau Homes, your existing single or double wide may be worth top dollar for trade-in value. If you've been considering upgrading your existing mobile home to a new single wide, double wide, or modular home, now's the time. And you may be able to use the equity in your current home to make your dream upgrade a reality. Visit FecteauHomes.com or stop by their display lot in Montpelier, Vermont today. Fecteau Homes, where your next chapter begins.
Now's the time to protect your expensive vehicle by having Moonlight Auto Repair in Fairleigh professionally apply a safe and effective fluid film undercoating. The warmest months of the year are the perfect time to have it applied to your vehicle. Fluid film undercoating works year-round, but more importantly, it continues to protect your vehicle from all of the road salt and grime during a long, cold winter. Talk with Dennis and Tom about the benefits of fluid film undercoating.
Moonlight Auto Repair in Fairleigh, 51 Lake Maury Road at the junction of Route 5 and the Lake Maury Road.
I have a story to tell. It's the most important story of my life because it's about the love of my life, my husband. I'll tell you about the time he returned a hero and brought other soldiers back as well. I'll tell you about a man who brought honor to a nation and pride to our family. And while I'm telling you this, I'll show you his medals and the flag that I now hold to my heart, and pictures of him with our kids and grandkids. I do this not only to respect my husband's memory, but so that others remember their own time with him. And I do this for myself, because his funeral is for me, too. This is a day we'll always remember for a life worth celebrating.
This is Adam Smith with Rickett Funeral Home and Cremation Care of Woodsville. Our support for Bearwood Speedway reflects our passion for community involvement. We extend this passion to providing exceptional care to our families during challenging times, ensuring a respectful and professional service.
Shopping locally not only helps the business that you are patronizing, but it also contributes to the success of our entire local small communities. Recently, Chris Bean and his wife Tanya purchased PTO's Repair, a successful business in Bradford, now named PTO's Auto Repair. With the extra help of Terry and Wyatt, Chris is taking new customers as they continue to provide essential automotive maintenance, repair, and tire services to existing customers. At PTO's Auto Repair in Bradford, you will get the one-on-one auto repair experience you deserve. Opera Valley RV at Erik's Auto Body in North Haverhill can take care of your RV roof problems with Flex Armor. Flex Armor sprayed RV roofs have been changing the RV world since 2005. Flex Armor combines spray polyurea technology with RV construction to create a seamless sprayed RV roof. No more caulking is required to keep your RV watertight. Upper Valley RV and Erik's Auto Body can explain how Flex Armor will eliminate the need for future repairs.
We are 7 to 5, Monday through Friday, 82 Business Park Road in North Haverhill.
So we're back at WMMP there at 2 of the features in the books. We'll have the third one coming up momentarily. There's still Nate Hamlet getting some pats on the backs and pictures taken down there as he'll get some interview time and get some of the crew down there too as well as we're moving things along here. We got rained out the first couple times. We tried it down here at WMMP, but we've got 2 races in there. One 2 weeks ago went very well. And if nothing else, they're very organized here. They don't waste time. Their pace is outstanding, and they get these cars in and they get these cars out. And if you take a look over in the pit area, you can see the next grouping is already being assembled right now. Pace is everything in racing, isn't it, Mike?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, I hate to use the pun, well-oiled machine, but
but it applies to this scenario.
Guys, they know what to do, and they know how to do it. And yeah, it's just a great night here for racing, and it's fun to watch.
Very professional in all ways here, and a big crowd on hand. And it's that little in-between weather here. It's not cold yet, but Mother Nature's thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, she's lurking somewhere in the shadows. She'll be here before we know it. But, yeah, we got to take advantage of all this beautiful weather while we can.
Absolutely. So, as we said, they're still working on the track down here, and, it just got drier and drier, and certainly ended up being very nice by the time we rolled it here. We're between feature events here now, so we're going to send it back to our mission control here back in Wells River, and they're going to bring in 10 rounds with Jose Curvo. His one for intermission or ignition, the Tracy Bird thrilling song there, 10 rounds with Jose Curvo, released in 2002. This track blends honky-tonk storytelling with tequila-laced chaos. It's been the soundtrack for many a wild night, and let's be honest, if enduro racing had an official theme, this one might be it. So we'll send it back for Tracy Bird, 10 rounds with Jose Curvo. So we're back at WMMP here, getting ready to heat it up for the late model division, and that is a very competitive one. There's a lot of cars in that division tonight on the track. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. How about 19 cars? That's almost getting a little packed out there, Mike. As far as there's only so much room on this quarter-mile track,
Yeah, this should be a good one, Kenny. This is going to be action-packed.
A lot of great paint jobs on a lot of these vehicles, too. And, of course, the famous Quinny Welch is one of the division here, and his Mike with the entire division as we get close to kicking it off.
That's right, Kenny. We got the 1764 Sports Bar and Grill late model feature. They're going to do 50 laps. And your late model standings, boy, those are hot right now. Your number one driver, Quinny Welch, sitting at 656 points. Second place right behind him, you have Casey Beadle with 610 points. Number 3 is Jaden Perry. He's at 600 points. Your fourth place driver for standings is Mike Bailey with 578. Number 5 is Kyle Goodbout with 577 points. Number 6, Stacy Cahoon, 542 points. Number 7 driver is Mike Jerkowski at 530 points. Number 8 driver is Riley Lanfear with 515 points. Your number 9 driver, Thomas Smithers, 509 points. The 10th place driver, Colin Cornell, with 507 points. 11th place, Brian Wally at 454. 12th place, Tyler Cahoon with 419. 13th place, Keegan Lamson with 320. 14th place, Richie Brown with 306. And rounding it off for the late model division, number 15, Ben Bellinger with 241 points.
Thank you very much, Mike. We're just winding up. We're trying to get around the corner, and we are going to go green, and we expect this to be a hectic one. This is a long one, Mike. Our longest feature of the night. 50 laps.
50 laps, Kenny.
Get this baby in, so that'll be if they control pace here and keep the speed up they're doing now, they should be fine. That outro, by the way, was Tracy Bird, the song before our break, singing A Tale of It Twisted as a dirt track feature on a full moon. 10 rounds might not win you a trophy, but it'll sure win you the dance floor. The song was number 1 on the country charts and stayed in the top 10 for nearly 20 weeks. Tracy Bird has said it's its most requested song at fan meet and greets. The bar Tracy mentions is this in the second verse is based on a real spot in Galveston, Texas. Co-writer Casey Beathard also wrote No Shoes, No Shirt, No Problem for the great Kenny Chesney. So back to racing here. The 83 has jumped out in front here, trying to do some damage early on here. And that's Stacy Cahoon. His son Tyler Cahoon is in this too as well. And we're going to bring in our man over here. That's going to be Aaron Maynard to give us an update on what's rolling around the track here. As actually caution coming over as the 97 over there is off the track. So that will slow us to caution. We've got 4 laps in. We've got 46 to go. So Mike and I will stay on here. And that can slow your momentum, Mike, in a hurry.
Yeah, Kenny, they're all ready to go, but we are under caution right now. Should be a very short caution is my presumption here.
Pace car is coming out, though, so that will be a momentary break on that end of things as all these V8s slow down around the track. A very busy track right now. We'll be watching Quinny Welch in the 78. Why? Because he has been the dominant driver down here in this division, so we just know that he may be back about 10th or 11th now, but he tends to not stay in that position for very long, and we're expecting him to move up through the standings as now our starter is getting everybody uniform and in shape here. And that's Jason Hoskins. He's our starter and a good one. And he'll get them lined up 2 by 2, and then they will get a chance to go green again as darkness plunges over the track here. And the pace car is still out there. And you know what? Some of these rigs, like they have in this race here, the pace car can't just dink along at 35 miles an hour. They got to be zipping to stay ahead of the pack here. And before he exits, and he will exit, so around the turn, they're going to try and go green, keep everybody uniform if they possibly can around turn 4, and green it is, and they're underway, and here comes Aaron Maynard at you right now from WMMP.
83 off the bottom once again leads him down the back straightaway. Colin Cornell, though, stays with him on the inside groove. It'll be Cahoon across the stripe on lap number 5. Cahoon, 83, leads him down the back straightaway. 42, Jerkowski up to third. Richie Brown in car number 20. Riding in fourth, battle for fifth. Riley Lampier on the high side. Jaden Perry on the outside. '83 Cahoon continues to lead the way. Tommy Smithers in car number 6. He's doing anything he can right now to try to get out of the outside lane. Tried to slam the door on Beetle Bailey. It didn't pan out. '83 Cahoon leads. Jerkowski in the 42 to the outside, looking for a second away from Colin Cornell. Beetle Bailey, Sam Gooden get together off of turn 2. They both straighten it out. $11 laps complete for Stacy Cahoon in the 83. Shows the way. Well, laps complete. It'll be 13 this time for Stacy Cahoon in the 83 as he continues to lead the way. Derek Anderson has stopped on the back straightaway. The two cars stopped on the back straightaway. Caution, a flag is out for Derek Anderson in car number 2, who stopped on the back straightaway. Looked like he was headed for pit road and the lights went out.
So a caution out on the backstretch. We got 13 in the bank. We got 37 to go. There'll be a little break in the action here as some of the pit crew and stuff comes out from the infield and make sure they'll get that car all the way off the track before they can. And with that break in the action here, we'll send it back to Joshua Smith, and he'll give us some information on some of the outstanding advertisers that are keeping us rolling here at WMMP. So we'll send it back to Wells River. We'll be back after that.
Ready to upgrade your living situation? At Fecteau Homes, your existing single or double wide may be worth top dollar for trade-in value. If you've been considering upgrading your existing mobile home to a new single wide, double wide, or modular home, now's the time. And you may be able to use the equity in your current home to make your dream upgrade a reality. Visit FecteauHomes.com or stop by their display lot in Montpelier, Vermont today. Fecteau Homes, where your next chapter begins.
Now's the time to protect your expensive vehicle by having Moonlight Auto Repair in Fairleigh professionally apply a safe and effective fluid film undercoating. The warmest months of the year are the perfect time to have it applied to your vehicle. Fluid film undercoating works year-round, but more importantly, it continues to protect your vehicle from all of the road salt and grime during a long, cold winter. Talk with Dennis and Tom about the benefits of fluid film undercoating.
Moonlight Auto Repair in Fairleigh, 51 Lake Maury Road at the junction of Route 5 and the Lake Maury Road.
I have a story to tell. It's the most important story of my life because it's about the love of my life, my husband. I'll tell you about the time he returned a hero and brought other soldiers back as well. I'll tell you about a man who brought honor to a nation and pride to our family. And while I'm telling you this, I'll show you his medals and the flag that I now hold to my heart, and pictures of him with our kids and grandkids. I do this not only to respect my husband's memory, but so that others remember their own time with him. And I do this for myself, because his funeral is for me, too. This is a day we'll always remember for a life worth celebrating.
This is Adam Smith with Rickard Funeral Home and Cremation Care of Woodsville. Our support for Bearwood Speedway reflects our passion for community involvement. We extend this passion to providing exceptional care to our families during challenging times, ensuring respectful and professional service.
Ken Wells and Mike Strauss back here at WMMP. We're under caution with 13 laps here on the scheduled 50-lap race here. And these drivers have got to be during this break, Mike, just kind of chomping at the bit to get rolling again, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's Stacy Cahoon sitting up front right now. Can't wait for this flag to go green.
Bailey up there, too, back from pit road. They were just announcing behind us here. And they got a couple more laps to get this all straightened out and get ready to roll. Been a good season here on the local radio stations here. You're tuning in tonight, WTWN in Wells River, Vermont. That's 105.1 FM and 1100 AM. And, of course, WYKR in Haverhill, New Hampshire, 101.3 FM. And if you folks in that region need anybody that can help get your product or your business out, be sure to give them a call or stop in and see their friendly staff, and they'll get you on. Radio really works here in America and the Northeast. And they'd be glad to give you a program that you can assemble to get your word out with advertising. This is certainly a fair season all over the place. Mike and I were talking about how many fairs are going on up in our region. Champlain Valley Fair will close out next couple of days. The Orleans County Fair next week that we'll be a part of. And, of course, we've been running ads on the Wells River and Haverhill Station. Why? Because we know that they are heard. They have a huge listening audience, and we'll get people up here from that territory to make that 60-mile drive up the Interstate 91, get off on that Barton exit, and you'll be there. And this year, the incomparable Huntley, who won The Voice in 2023, kind of a blues rocker. Would that be fair? That's his type of music, isn't it?
Yeah, blues rocker, I believe.
Yep.
He's got a big following, and people are excited for him to be here this year, for sure.
Yeah, we're looking for that to be a sellout out there. Also, they've got hell drivers coming in on Thursday night, too, which should be exciting, and that will be next week. And they also have something very important working with them. Mother Nature has decided to grant them 75-degree weather each day. And that doesn't always work out that way, Mike, and you can't control it. And I've never seen her lose a fight, Mother Nature, ever.
Yeah, well, 75 degrees, I mean, there's not going to be many more of those days coming. So, hey, let's get outside and enjoy it as long as we can.
I think some of the locals up where I am, Willoughby Lake, said Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be in the high 70s, low 80s. They said those are the last 2 beach days of the summer here in the NEK, which is not far from here, of course, folks. We're pleased to make this 75-mile trip down here to be with you on the local stations here. And we've had the pleasure of being over to Bear Ridge, too, and I don't know if we'll make another return there, but we'll see if the powers would be. Now the pace car is off the track, and so now we're about to go racing again, and we're going to throw it out to our friend, Aaron Maynard, again. Take it away, Aaron.
Stacy Cahoon once again on the outside. He will get away with a race lead. Hangs on to the top spot. Jerkowski, look out, almost 3 wide that time off of 4. Colin Cornell, 54-20. Richie Brown side by side for third. Brian Wally, 0-2, making his way out of the back of the pack. Colin Cornell does not want to give up that final spot on the podium. Richie Brown to the 20, around the outside, trying to take it away from him. Picky flag shown for the second time to the 54 of Colin Cornell. As Mike Jerkowski in the 42 works down to the bottom for the race lead, but Stacy Cahoon pulls away. Cahoon in the 83 continuing to lead the way in this one over Jerkowski in the 42, and then Richie Brown in the 20 now third. Brian Wally around the outside of the 0-2 goes to fourth. Cornell back to fifth. Here comes Perry in the 92 up the outside lane. Jaden Perry in the 92 around the outside, looking to go to fifth. It's Colin Cornell back to sixth on the bottom. 20 laps complete for Stacy Cahoon in the 83, who shows the way from the pole. Cahoon in the 83 is looking to take it wire to wire as he shows the way off the outside. Richie Brown in the 20, beginning to hunt the bottom side of the racetrack. He wants the runner-up spot away from Jerkowski in the 42. Casey Beatty in the 45 is trying to make some moves out of the back of the pack, but he is trapped in right now in that automobile. All over the rear bumper of the Beetle Bailey number 1. Great battle for second. Brown down low in the 20. Jerkowski top side of the 42. Cross flags are up in the air. We are halfway home in this one for Stacy Cahoon in the 83. Cahoon in the 83 looking for his second win of the season. Shows the way with 25 to go. Richie Brown in the 20 around the bottom has been able to move himself into the runner-up position. Jerkowski back to third. Brian Wally in the 0-2's closing in. Brian Wally, the 0-2, the HK Power Sports Chevrolet, now into the number 4 spot. Closing in for third on Mike Jerkowski in the 42. Stacy Cahoon, 83. continues to show the way, but Richie Brown in car 20 is drawn right to his rear bumper. Brown in the 20 looks downstairs for the top spot. Cahoon on the outside shows the way. 21. Oh, look out, Nick Gilchrist coming around. Nitro, Nick Gilchrist all by himself off the fourth corner goes spinning. Caution, a flag is out for Nick Gilchrist at car number 2.
Caution out again there. He spun out of turn number 4 over there. That'll give another break in the action. We've got 30 down with 20 to go at this point, but that'll cause another break in the action. They'll get out there. The number 2 is back under its own power, though, and I think he's going to be okay. His car just spun out. He was able to save it. Brian Whaley at 454, and now just trying to get formation again. That is going to bring the pace car out, and with that pace car coming out and taking over things, we're going to send you over to another great song here by Brad Paisley. Mud on the Tires. Brad Paisley was still the new kid on the block in 2004 when this track came rolling off the lot. Mud on the Tires became the title track of his breakout album and blended romance with just enough trucker swagger to stick. With a Silverado on the cover and a twinkle in his eye, Paisley drove straight to number 1, both on the charts and in our hearts. Hold on now for Brad Paisley. Mud on your tires.
C.W. Gray & Sons Auctioneers in East Thetford is a family-owned and operated business with over 60 years of auction experience. They specialize in construction and farm equipment auctions as well as consignment auctions. Gray's equipment list and Fairleigh, Vermont commission rates for consignment auctions is online at cwgray.com. The next time you need an auction or would like to attend one, you can contact them by calling 785-2161 or email them at cwgray2161@gmail.com.
If you need mulch that holds up all season, go with Kirby Mulch. They source straight from Vermont forests. You won't find nails, chemicals, or construction scraps in this stuff. Just clean, consistent mulch that spreads easily, looks sharp, and gets the job done. Perfect for landscape crews, property managers, towns, and anyone buying in bulk. Delivered in quantities from bucket loads to 100-yard truckloads. It starts at just $36 a yard. No hassle, no filler, just mulch that works. Kirby Mulch Company. Order online at kirbymulch.com.
And well, Mike Strauss back here. That was Brad Paisley with Mud on the Tires, reminding us all that the best dates don't happen in the movies. They happen down a dirt road with a full tank and no plans. The Chevy Silverado on the album cover was part of a multi-album partnership with General Motors. It became the soundtrack for multiple national truck commercials. Paisley used this track to launch his first arena tour. It won the ASCAP Song of the Year in 2005. So, you folks haven't missed much here. We got back to racing. We got one lap in, and Mike, we're stymied again, but they're going green right now with 20 laps to go. This is very competitive, but some of these cars pushing it right to the edge, Mike, and they've fallen off the track at times.
Yeah. They're trying to keep it straight, and we're just seeing a bunch of cars here fighting for their lives at this point.
Well, we're down to just 2 more races after tonight, so every lap is big, and they're green again. And here's our good friend Aaron Maynard giving you what's going on.
Yurkowski and Brian Wally side by side for third as Ricky Brown tries to come back after the lead on the inside with 19 to go. Cahoon on the outside, Brown on the inside. Jaden Perry to fifth, point leader. 20 Welch looking to go to sixth in the 78 car. Richie Brown in the 20, back on the bottom, pulls up even with the 83 of Stacy Cahoon with 17 laps to go. 17 to go, battle for the lead, rages on. Brown on the inside, Cahoon on the outside. On the outside, hanging on the lead, it is Cahoon in the 83. Cahoon stays out on top. Brown, though, digging in deep on the bottom. 15 circuits remain. 15 to go for Stacy Cahoon on the outside, looking for his second win of the season. Brown down low. Can't quite move by on the bottom. Same problem right now in the battle for third between Brian Wally in the 02 and Mike Yurkowski in the 42. 0-2, Brian Wally finally now getting it going on the bottom, moving forward by about a fender as he's moved into third down low. Cahoon in the 83 around the top. Hangs on to the race lead. 12 laps to go for the 83. Stacy Cahoon. Brian Wally, 0-2, tries to get up the racetrack. He does, right in front of Jerkowski. That allows the 92 Jaden Perry to third. The fourth, rather. Excuse me. Perry goes to fourth, trying to track down Brian Wally for third. 10 laps to go this time for Stacy Cahoon in the 83. And to go for the 83, Stacy Cahoon. Richie Brown down low in the 20, trying to take the lead away. Has been unable to do so far. Brian Wally in the 0-2, closing in on the battle for the lead. Jaden Perry in the 92. Whoop, look out, Nick Gilchrist around for the second time. Keep it rolling. Gilchrist in the 2 keeps it rolling. He will stay green. Seven to go this time for Stacy Cahoon in the 83. 7 laps to go for Cahoon. Richie Brown in the 23 trying to reload and come back after him. It's going to be 6 when they get back to the strike. 6 laps to go for Cahoon. Five laps to go this time for Stacy Cahoon in the 83. Brown in the 20 now has company from behind in the form of Brian Wally in the 0-2. Less than a mile remains in this one for Stacy Cahoon in the 83. Brown in the 20 on the bottom, trying to get underneath Cahoon as they go down the back straightaway. It's going to be 3 to go this time when they get to the strike. Here comes Brian Wally up the outside lane looking for second. Two laps to go this time for Stacy Cahoon in the 83. 2 to go for the 83 car. Richie Brown in the 20, still riding in second, but he's about a car length and a half back now as the white flag is ready to fly this time. Field coming under the white flag now. One more time around for Cahoon in the 83. Final time down the back straightaway for Stacy Cahoon. He'll lead him to turn 3. Through turns 3 and 4 and down to the strike for the second time this year. Stacy Cahoon, your winner. Richie Brown in second. Third goes to Brian Wally in the 0-2.
So a great finish that time during them, and as most of those leaders really carried the load the whole way around and then closing it off nicely at the end. So Stacy Cahoon taking his second win of the year, and that wraps up feature number 3. We're 3 into it. We've got 3 more to go, and up next will be the White Mountain Dwarf Car segment. That'll be a 20-lapper, followed by the Bar Harbor Bank and Trust Strictly Stock Minis feature. That'll be 25 laps, and then after a national anthem, the Asphalt Mini Late Model Special. That'll be a 50-lapper to call it a day here as the winners come up here now. Fans along with pit crew, etc. And the cameraman will come out and as well. And that'll give us a little break in the action here. We're going to send it back to Wells River and get some great information on some of the loyal advertisements, advertisers, and businesses that offer their services to the region. We'll be back after that.
Buckle up, race fans. This week's local race coverage is proudly fueled by Oliverian Automotive in Pike, New Hampshire, where precision meets performance. Whether you're tearing up the track or just need a tune-up, trust Oliverian for expert diagnostics, honest repairs, and ASE certified service you can count on. They keep your ride race day ready. Visit oliverianauto.com to book your appointment. And remember, when the green flag drops, Oliverian Automotive keeps you in the driver's seat.
Autumn's here, the air is clear. Home projects wait this time of year. From kitchens fresh to bathrooms new, Batchelder brings fine crafts to you. Fully insured with trusted skill, Groton's own team gets the bill. Visit vtcarpenter.com today. We'll build it right the Batchelder way.
You drive an hour for the right fishing hole. the right doctor, the right school. So why settle when it comes to your vehicle? North Country Ford is just a short trip from where you are. But the way they treat customers, it's a rare find. Real people, fair prices, and vehicles that are made to work as hard as you do. Make the trip. You already know some things are just worth the drive. North Country Ford on Middle Street in Lancaster is one of them. Go the extra mile or visit northcountrymotors.com.
Ready to upgrade your living situation? At Fecteau Homes, your existing single or double wide may be worth top dollar for trade-in value. If you've been considering upgrading your existing mobile home to a new single wide, double wide, or modular home, now's the time. And you may be able to use the equity in your current home to make your dream upgrade a reality. Visit FecteauHomes.com or stop by their display lot in Montpelier, Vermont today. Fecteau Homes, where your next chapter begins.
The vehicle that you are driving right now is a marvelous machine that has served you well, but for it to continue the hard work that you put it through, you will need reliable and expert advice. At PTO's Auto Repair in Bradford, they can help extend the life of your vehicle by providing essential automotive maintenance, repair, and tire services. Chris, Terry, and Wyatt have decades of combined experience that you can depend on. At PTO's Auto Repair in Bradford, you will get the one-on-one auto repair experience you deserve.
I have a story to tell. It's the most important story of my life because it's about the love of my life, my husband. I'll tell you about the time he returned a hero and brought other soldiers back as well. I'll tell you about a man who brought honor to a nation and pride to our family. And while I'm telling you this, I'll show you his medals and the flag that I now hold to my heart, and pictures of him with our kids and grandkids. I do this not only to respect my husband's memory, but so that others remember their own time with him. And I do this for myself, because his funeral is for me, too. This is a day we'll always remember for a life worth celebrating.
This is Adam Smith with Rickett Funeral Home and Cremation Care of Woodsville. Our support for Bearwood Speedway reflects our passion for community involvement. We extend this passion to providing exceptional care to our families during challenging times, ensuring respectful and professional service.
Well, back here at WMMP there, still going through the award ceremonies for the first, second, and third place winners in the late division. Up next will be the dwarf car division here, as we are 3 down and 3 more to go for the features here at White Mountain Motorsports Park here. And certainly a good turnout as things have cooled off a little bit. Darkness has been in effect for a while here, and they're continuing to celebrate inside. So because of that, we're going to send it back to our studio for Jerry Reed's Eastbound and Down. Back in 1977, the CB radio was on the internet. The Bandit was the icon, and Jerry Reed was the man behind the wheel and the mic. Eastbound and Down became the theme for Smokey and the Bandit. If you don't feel like hitting the throttle after hearing this one, you might not have a pulse. So we're going to send it back to Wells River and Haverhill for Jerry Reed, Eastbound and Down. Ken Wells back here at the WMMP, and that, of course, with Jerry Reed with Eastbound and Down, a song that's been echoing through garage radio, truck stops, and race trailers for over 45 years. They just don't write them like that anymore or drive them like that either. Jerry Reed played the Cletus Snowman Snow and Smoking the Bandits and wrote the song in one night. The phrase Eastbound and Down is a classic CB slang for I'm heading out and listening. It peaked at number 2 on the country charts and inspired a generation of outlaw trucker anthems. Burt Reynolds insisted Jerry write and perform the song after the first script was read. Top of the hour, I want to announce that we are on WYKR in Haverhill, New Hampshire, 101.3 FM on your dial, and WTWN in Wells River, Vermont. That's 105.1 FM and 1100 AM. Track is cleared now, and we're going to get ready for our next feature event, and that is going to be the exciting White Mountain Dwarf Car segment number 2. That'll be a 20-lap race on the track here. That'll be coming up momentarily as we're halfway through our feature events here tonight. And certainly great job by the track keeping a very tight schedule here rolling in as the pace car comes out again and will lead the way with the oncoming group that's going to be next on the track, and they're out now, and these little babies are quick. You want to know. So the dwarf cars are out on the line, and they're just taking their time going around the track here now. And we'll have a bunch of them here, 5, 6, 7, 8 in this division here. And Mike Strauss back here after checking out the lay of the place here tonight. And that's a good group of racers here. They basically have a 1,500cc motorcycle engine on these. And those babies are quick, make no mistake. They're probably one of the fastest accelerating machines out there. You think about it, when you've got a motorcycle engine underneath them, they're going to be very, very quick. And so that's going to lend to a lot of exciting movements. It's the dwarf car division, and here's Mike with the lineup.
Yeah, Kenny, we got the dwarf cars right now. Your positions, first place right now in your standings, Jason Wyman with 448 points, followed by Chad Dufour with 413 points. Your third place driver in standings for the dwarf car division is Jeff Ainsworth at 403 points. Fourth place, Daniel Bruffman, 362 points. We have our fifth place driver, Mitchell O'Brien, with 360 points, followed by number 6, Dennis O'Brien, with 342 points. Number 7, Chris King, with 301. Your eighth place driver in standings is Dave Geiger, with 235 points. And number 9 is Avery Young, with 173 points.
And certainly a very competitive group here. I don't see these. I don't want to jinx them, bang up and crash too much. I see them hold their place on the turf. And I'll tell you, if they don't have any bang-ups or anybody sliding off the track, these can go very fast because it's only a 20-lapper. They can burn that up in a hurry. The pace car is still keeping them organized out in front as everybody lining up. And the whole roster of 9 cars in this division, they don't always all show, but 8 of them have showed up here, Mike. So that's a pretty good showing. 1 car on the disabled list, and we'll zero that car out for you as time goes on. And the pace car going around here probably one more time as everything seems to be squared up very nice. They're small. The chassis, you ride right in the middle of the vehicle. They got a 1,500cc engine, and then those babies are burned to roll. They are quick over the course. It'll be fun to watch them blast off here. They're all just trying to get a good adhesion on the track and make sure they can stay in their lines. And now they're going to try and line up 2 by 2. Pace car still on the track. This is a 20-lap feature, the 4th of 6. We got 2 more big ones to go here. And now they're lining up nicely 2 by 2. So they're getting uniformed here. And we'll see what the starter says to the pace car. He's in radio control with him. And he'll either stay out one more or he'll duck off, and he is going to leave the track. So our 8 competitors are getting ready to roll as they come around turn 3 and 4. The green flag is out, and so they're going to rumble. And here's Aaron Maynard with the exciting dwarf car division.
O'Brien up, look out, around goes the 61 on the back straightaway. Caution, a flag is out for the 61. That is Dennis O'Brien in the 61 as the caution is out.
So Dennis O'Brien slides off there early on in this race. They'll get him lined up in a way. He did not hurt his vehicle. He just kind of slid around a little bit on the far side. So they did not even get a single lap in. They're scheduled for 20. And so they'll get those quickly lined up again. Pace car enters the fray off turn number 4. You exit the track on 3. You enter the track on 4. And the pace car will try and get uniform continuity out of all these dwarfs. And they'll get them lined up quickly here and get underway. Basically, just lost his traction between turn number 2 and 3, and that caused a spin out. It made everybody come back to attention here and get lined up once again. I don't know if we said enough about the food here, but the good quality. And Mike, what do you got there on a big plate at the halfway point of our race night? So chili, it looks like.
That's right, Kenny. I had to go with the chili and mac and cheese combo tonight with a little side of French fries, crispy and delicious. You know?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. Now, one of the trucks, the Ford 150s that's on this crew, are going to come up. They're going to make sure that there's no oil or any kind of sloppage of any kind on the track. And so they're going to come over and make sure they've got to look at things too. This crew works well together, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They are making sure this track is clean and pristine, ready to go.
Maybe a part was over there between turn 1 and 2, regardless. They're on it. And actually going all the way up to the fence over there, making sure that's secure on the far side. They're on the high part of the bank oval here, the quarter-mile track here in North Woodstock, New Hampshire. They'll make sure everybody is in good shape there. This will be our third time around for these minis before they get lined up. And once they go in front of us and you see them start doubling up 2 by 2, you know that the pace car is about ready to exit stage right. Now that Ford F-150 is coming back to the infield, where they'll be fine. And then they'll reline them up again. They're probably a lap or 2 away from going green again. And, of course, it's quite a size differential. See these little guys out there. They're very quick and very entertaining.
Kenny, I don't think they even got a lap in there, did they?
Mm-mm.
No.
And that will happen sometimes. When you get a not even one complete. A lot of movement down in the back pits here. Mike and I are vantage point. Beautiful seats, by the way. Almost like having a big 100-inch screen TV in front of you. And we can see over into the pits as some of the drivers clearing out. They've made their run for the evening. Kind of an advantage, I guess, if you can get in that 7 o'clock slot. Probably get home 3 hours earlier than we're going to do.
As long as you don't get a blown tire.
Yes,
Yeah.
which we had on the way down. And I knew it. That was famous last words. I said, wow, we hit that hard. Wasn't a mile later. We were losing air bad.
Yeah, but
just blew a tire.
How about Arnold, though? He really took care of it.
Arnold's a superstar. There's no doubt about it. I got to call him up, thank him again. And I guess I better pay him, too, because he was a man. He showed up in 10 minutes, got us back on the road. It wasn't easy because we couldn't even get the lug nuts off that rig. I thought we were all set. I said, I got a new jack. I got all the parts I need. Well, they didn't work.
Yeah. He took care of us. He bent over backwards, made sure we were well on our way.
And he said he had 3 more stops to make. This guy doesn't sleep.
Everyone's blowing tires around here, Kenny.
Arnold's diner, too. He talked to us about that. We saw it about a half mile later. That looked cool, too, didn't it?
I think he was like the mayor of the town.
I think he owns the town.
Owns the town. Arnold's Diner, Arnold's Tire and Service.
Reminds me of Happy Days.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Or Petticoat Junction. I'll really date myself with Arnold Zippel. a great character from that show for years, of course, all related to the Beverly Hillbillies, another classic, another example of me showing my age. But classic shows all the way around, for sure. All right, so the yellow's out, so they're going to have to get into formation here the next time around, I believe. Nobody's left as far as the stands here. People are into it. You did a good job getting down to the restaurant there. Did you catch them at the right time when they weren't packed?
Oh, they are ready to go for us. I told them I was with you, and they were ready to go.
Yeah, I'm sure that got a lot of weight down there. Just as much weight as when we got Mike. I said, Mike, we'll go get our credentials. We'll go in the pits, talk to some drivers. We got our stamps. She says, $40, please. I said, we're actually here for the radio station. Sorry. I said, well, I guess we're an unknown commodity here as far as that goes. Never good to get cocky, I guess, is it?
Honestly, being with you, I thought they were going to roll out the red carpet.
Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint you. No doubt. We're winding down our race season here. This will be our last stop at White Mountain Motor Park. We'll be here next year, too, I believe. Our CEO, Joshua Smith, has informed me. And hopefully we'll get some more races in, too, over Bradford to that dirt track, the only dirt track for car racing in the Green Mountain State. And a busy racing weekend. Mike and I do some races up in Derby, Vermont, and that is for motocross racing, the only track that's left in the state of Vermont. There's a ton of them in New Hampshire, but in Vermont, that's all we got for motorcycle racing.
Yeah, literally right in our backyard, though.
Yeah, that helps, no doubt about it. It's a long day sometimes, but Mike has done 3 races out there this year. And I can tell you enjoyed it very much.
Very much so, yeah. Those guys, those motocross guys, they are next level, I tell you.
They fly 30 feet through the air.
I don't know if I would feel safer in a car like these guys here tonight, or I don't know.
I would feel safer there. Now they've exited off the track there, so we'll let Aaron figure out what they're going to do here.
Your cars are going into the pits. We're going to bring out the credit tires, strictly minis, because we've been battling a bit of mist out here on the racetrack.
So we can hear in the background, they've been battling a little bit of a mist there on the track. And so they are going to exit out of this one, and I guess they're going to bring another heavier car out. It sounded like. Is that what he announced?
Sounds like it, yeah, Kenny. I think they're going to do that.
That is exactly right. So we're going to get the Strictly Minis back, the Strictly Stock Minis, and they'll be brought out. They can take that mist on the track a lot easier, heavier cars, and they'll dry the track too, as far as that goes. And what's the division look like in front of you, Mike, for the Strictly Stock Minis?
Yeah, Kenny, we got the Strictly Minis coming out here. We have Tyler Thompson, who is sitting at the top of the point standings with 741 points, followed by McKenna Merchants at 732. Your third place in the position for points for the Strictly Stock Minis is Jacob Roy at 730 points. Your fourth place driver, Donnie Baumgartner, at 718 points. Fifth place is Jason Goodbout Jr., 650 points, followed by Logan Farnsworth with 628. Seventh place driver is Jackson Hunt with 622. You have your eighth place driver, Jason Ball, with 621, right behind Jackson. Ninth place driver for the Strictly Stock Minis is Aiden Young with 464 points, followed by 10th place Dave Driscoll at 421. 11th place in standings, Dustin Wilson with 284, followed by your 12th place driver Hayden Morris with 179. 13th place, Landon O'Donnell at 176. 14th place, TJ Haggett at 168 points. And your 15th place driver, Kyler Davis at 161. That's your Strictly Stock Minis.
All right, they're assembling on the track here now. We'll get them all out. And there is a slight mist. It doesn't look like a real damaging one as far as that goes, but they went to a heavier car to go there. That does not mean that we are done with those dwarf cars. They'll be back.
Oh,
We're just jumping to the fifth of the six scheduled events here, and they will take off here momentarily. They're already warming up around the track. And, of course, that is set up to be a 25-lap feature for them as they settle in behind the pace car and try to get uniform from that position over there. And we talked about the fact that not everybody in the division shows up, but most of them have been over the course of tonight. And there's 15 in this grouping, so 13 are on the track. That's a very good job right there because they line them up 2 by 2 coming out of turn number 4. And now they've already got them moving them in there. They'll have to get a little tighter. Pace car is going a lot faster in this grouping, and they're not probably uniform yet unless he takes the stage right, and he has stayed on the track. They're in radio control all the time. They'll get them lined up, and some beautiful paint jobs on that 93 and 99 in this division, and that would be Jackson Hunt in the 93, and certainly McKenna Merchant in the 99. Those cars are sharp with that bright green, luminous green and orange out there. Really stands out beautifully for them. Pace car will stay out. They're lining up pretty nicely. I would say the pace car will go one more time. The first 2 rows are in very good shape. The 93 and 99 are good ones too. And now they just got to get a formation out of the rest of them. So the pace car will clear out here, and we're going to throw it over to Aaron Maynard, who's going to give you this exciting 25-lap match coming up here now. And as you can see, the pace car taking the highway out, the Strictly Stock Metal will get off there, and now they'll slow down around turn number 3 and 4 to try and get uniform. Green flag is out. He likes what he says, and it is not out now because he'll throw the yellow out there. They're not quite lined up, and it's that lower segment of the group who is not up to snuff there now. The first 8 cars are very uniform, but the last 4 are not, and they're going to have to get them up there. Starter watching them very closely, and he's still got yellow. He says, go around again because you're not squared up on the back. So those last 4 cars, they're slacking a little bit here, Mike.
Yeah, I guess so. They maybe they had too much chili and mac and cheese. I don't know.
So he's looking at them closely, the back side, and now they're strung out terribly on the back end. The last 3, and he says, no way. So they've got to pick up the pace. The last 3 cars in here. Easier said than done, of course. I'm sitting up here eating French fries. They're up there grinding it out, trying to get up there with the 52 now starting to put a little more gas on. And the first 4, so that's 8 of them looking good. And the yellow's still out there. Not happy with that formation at all. I think you got to put the pedal to the metal here and catch up the pack. Now, it looks like the front grouping are slowing down, simple as that. And so they can catch up behind. And that's what they've done. They've slowed down the pace on the back side. And there's the 11 coming over, Jacob Roy there. Either to straighten out where he's going to be in the grouping. That's why they were getting yellow. So having a little bit of trouble getting into formation. Probably the most trouble we've seen yet tonight. They've been pretty uniform, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been mostly uniform tonight. They'll figure it out. They'll get underway here shortly.
Yep, those first 8 have been perfect, but everybody else has been flawed at the back of it. And now they'll try and get the 11 back into the fray here. And he's flipping the green up. They want to get the 11 back in there. And they're turning around that corner, and he likes what he sees this time. And the green is going. So they are underway, and we're going to throw it over to our friend Aaron Maynard for the 25-lapper coming up right now.
Leader Tyler Thompson, Jackson Hunt, and the 99 McKenna Merchant. Ready to rock and roll. Here they come. Off a turn 4. Down to the stripe. Green is out. Goodboo with the 92 on the outside. Grabs the lead as they go down the back straightaway. Tyler Thompson at 51. Looking to go to second on the outside as Farnsworth tries to stay with it on the bottom. 1 lap complete. .51 Thompson. The second on the outside, right behind McKenna Merchant of the 99, trying to draft her way up to the front. As J.J. Goodboo with the 92 shows the way. He's a 3-time feature winner this season. Looking to tie McKenna Merchant with 4. McKenna Merchant, the winningest driver so far this season in that 99. She has 4 wins. Goodboo with the 92 has 3. J.J. Goodboo with the 92 leads the way over Tyler Thompson, the point leader, and then the number 2 point lady, McKenna Merchant of the 99. Jake Roy in the 11 on the outside has moved himself up into 4th as he moved by the pole sitter, Logan Farnsworth. Dave Driscoll down pit road in the 19. Six laps complete for J.J. Goodboo with the 92. Tyler Thompson, 51, has the number 2 spot as McKenna Merchant goes down to the bottom. Looking for second away from him. Goodboo with the 92, looking for his 4th win of the season. Thompson in the 51, riding in second. 8 laps complete. 17 to go for the outside pole sitter, J.J. Goodboo with a 92. Nick Pilot, the 52, has moved himself up into 6th. He just went by the number 4 point man, Donnie Bumgarner, for that position. Farnsworth in the 22, your current rookie of the year point leader, is the highest of the rookies running here today. Merchant in the 99 once again going to the bottom, looking for second away from the 51 of Tyler Thompson. Jake Roy in the 11 is trying to close in that battle for second. Trying to make it a 3-car battle, but has been unable to do so right now. As Goodboo in the 92 continues to lead as we've got 12 laps complete this time. 12 down. Inside poles hitter J.J. Goodboo in the 92. Merchant in the 99 has gone down to the bottom multiple times, but has been unable to get high. The 51 of Thompson, as we've got an engine going away on the 69 of Young. Yellow flag is out. As Aiden Young in the 69 has gone up in smoke and is headed to the pits.
So we're going to break in this run here, 13 laps down. This is a 25 lapper here if they reach the halfway point. But now they'll line everybody up again. The car did get off the track on the backside. With that break in the action, we're going to send it back to Wells River for these important advertisements. We'll be back at WMMP. I'm Ken Wells. We'll talk to you on the other side.
Visit Moonlight Auto Repair in Fairleigh today and test drive any of their vehicles. If you're looking for something special, ask Tom or Dennis to locate it for you. Did you know that Moonlight Auto Repair has the experience and diagnostic equipment to help prevent hot weather breakdowns? Have your AC checked soon, as it's not fun riding in hot air. Like Moonlight Auto Repair on Facebook. Moonlight Auto Repair in Fairleigh, 51 Lake Maury Road at the junction of Route 5 and the Lake Maury Road. Call 802-333-4300.
This summer, protect your home or business from pests with True Pest and Rodent Solutions. Conveniently located in South Reigate Village, they provide expert pest management to keep rodents, wasps, wildlife, and insects out of your space. True Pest and Rodent Solutions serves Vermont's Upper Connecticut River Valley, Northeast Kingdom, and Northwestern New Hampshire. They deliver more than just services. They deliver solutions. Visit True Pest and Rodent Solutions, LLC.com today. True Pest and Rodent Solutions, not just services, solutions. Where a bargain becomes a steal. That's Bargain Building Products, located at 1315 U.S. Route 5 North in Fairleigh. Bathroom vanities and tops from 18 to 60 inches, all in assorted colors. Stop in soon for more details on kitchen countertops and check out the in-stock GHI Oak All-Wood kitchen cabinets. While you're there, be sure and check the huge selection of doors and windows. Open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturday, 8 to 1. Stop in and check out the deals at Bargain Building Products, 1315 U.S. Route 5 North, Fairleigh.
Your backyard isn't broken, it's just boring. And that office entrance, yeah, that could use some love too. Murray's Market in Bradford will add the beds, borders, and bushes that bring life to your yard and make your business look like it means business. Whether you're a cafe, clinic, or just finally getting around to adding that walkway out front, Murray's Market in Bradford will help you grow places. Murray's Market, we dig what we do. You will too. Open daily, 8 to 5.
If you own an RV, you will never worry about RV roof repair again. Upper Valley RV at Erik's Auto Body in North Haverhill is now your local factory-authorized dealer of Flex Armor. Erik's Auto Body can explain why Flex Armor roofs have an industry-leading transferable no-leak warranty. Flex Armor is the ultimate option for your lifetime RV roof repair. Nothing protects like Flex Armor. It provides all owners with confidence and peace of mind for the life of the RV. If you own an RV, talk with Upper Valley RV at Erik's Auto Body in North Haverhill about Flex Armor. When you need 24-hour roadside service, contact Legendary Towing and Recovery at Bradford Auto Works. Their drivers are qualified and trained professionals. They follow guidelines by the American Automobile Association that's put in place by major motor club services. Here are just some of the services that Legendary Towing and Recovery offers while working with local and state police when needed. Emergency roadside services, lockouts, jumpstart, including EV and hybrids, flat tire and tire changing. When you need 24-hour roadside service, contact Legendary Towing and Recovery at Bradford Auto Works.
Ken Wells back here, still putting the steam at to the track at all points here, as we're still on a break through the number 5 out of 6 races here tonight. We're going to bring back number 4, though. They had trouble with the dwarf cars, and they need to have ultimate traction, so they flip-flopped them after they could not even get a lap in. So they'll still be coming up, too, along with our feature event tonight, which is the Mini Late Model Special. That'll be a 50-lapper. This is a 25-lapper, and we've got 13 in the books here as they try to make sure safety is paramount here and get this track cleaned up, make sure that everybody's in good position to have a lot of adhesion on the track and able to continue. The 92 leads at this juncture early on. That's Jason Goodbow Jr., and he sets in pretty good position in 5th place with 3 races to go, counting tonight. He's followed by number 51, Prince Break Tyler Thompson, who leads the division. And so they are still rolling around here. We've talked about it in other races. It's not like NASCAR where you have the caution, you keep piling up laps. Here you freeze the laps. And so we got 13 that are in the books. Caution yellow is still out. And they're in course control with the guys in the trucks working on the track to keep it as dry as possible. They put the stay mat down and then they have to scoop it up immediately after that. But with it, it scoops up all the moisture, oil, or whatever else you may have lost to bring you to that point of caution. So they're still right on the pace car's front, and they'll do that for a couple more laps. And we certainly have some more music coming our way, too, and that's going to be a great filler. They do a great job of making sure that we have plenty to talk about over the course of time. And now here's one for the folks who show up for racing, stay for the tailgate, and bring their own cornhole boards. Julie Roberts brings that southern sass and a cooler full of charisma and NASCAR party. Born and raised in South Carolina, Julie grew up going to Darlington with her family. So she didn't just write a party anthem, she lived one. This is Julie Roberts with NASCAR Party. Well, back here at WMMP, we're going to throw it over to Aaron Maynard, and he's going to wrap up this exciting race.
And that's Bumgarner at 18. Four to go for J.J. Goodboe with a 92. Jake Roy in the 11 has climbed up to second, but has been unable to move forward from there. Tyler Thompson, 51. Steele on the 52, and back comes Merchant on the outside of the 99. Two laps to go for J.J. Goodboe with a 92. White flag flying over the field. J.J. Goodboe leads him into 1 and 2 for the final time. Jake Roy, the 11, is there. Tyler Thompson, the point leader, rides in third. Checkered flags are waving in the air off the fourth corner. J.J. Goodboe wins it, his fourth of the season. Jacob Roy is second, and Tyler Thompson is third in the 51.
So a good finish up there. They had trouble getting a few laps under their belts, but everything came out well at the end of it. And that closes off another one of our major races here tonight. And we want to have a few words about NASCAR Party, which you heard prior to that break. That was Julie Roberts for the NASCAR Party. I'll be honest, I've been to a few trackside cookouts that felt just like that song sound. It's the kind of tune you turn up when the first caution flag flies and the grill's already smoking. Julie wrote that song as part of a marketing campaign with NASCAR to reach more female fans. The music video also includes NASCAR drivers and was shot during a live race weekend. It's been used to sponsor hospitality tents during Cup Series races. Julie has performed the song live at multiple driver fundraisers and fan fests. So that's Julie Roberts with NASCAR Party. So, good job as they got rolling there. The last 12 laps pretty much unimpeded for them in that division. And we will see what they're going to do with organizing the last of the two events that we have here. Of course, they're going to save the Asphalt Mini Late Model Special 50 laps. They'll save that one right to the end, I'm pretty sure. But we're going to have to bring those White Mountain Dwarf cars back out, segment number 2. So we'll see how they play that out. I would think that they would go next. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I think they'll go next. Doesn't look as misty as it was quite earlier.
No, and these cars that just completed this here, with number 11 pulling up in first at the end of it. Jacob Roy in third place coming in. That'll help his standings position. They basically drive the track up.
Yeah, they did a good job there.
And now a lot of the fans coming out and supporters of the drivers coming out too as well. They'll come out on the track. And with that breaking the action, we'll send it back to Wells River. Joshua Smith at the controls. And we'll listen to, again, some of the fine advertisers that are part of this broadcast here tonight at WMMP. We'll be back after these great ads.
Are you looking for a new job? Join the team at Quality Roofing and Siding, your trusted, locally owned family business with an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. We are hiring installers for both roofing and siding. Call or text 802-461-5078 or email us at qualityroofingandsiding@outlook.com. Come climb the ladder with us at Quality Roofing and Siding.
Whether you walk, stroll, or race, you'll set your own pace.
Cottage Hospital invites you to join them for the 5th annual Any Which Way 5K and Walkathon, Sunday, September 14th, beginning at 9 a.m.
Details at cottagehospital.org.
The Any Which Way 5K is a fun day filled with live tunes, brunch galore, shiny medals, and epic prizes.
You can also contribute by sponsoring participants
or by volunteering for this fundraising event.
Information and registration at cottagehospital.org.
Cottage Hospital invites you to join them for the 5th annual Any Which Way 5K and Walkathon, Sunday, September 14th, beginning at 9 a.m.
Buckle up, race fans. This week's local race coverage is proudly fueled by Oliverian Automotive in Pike, New Hampshire, where precision meets performance. Whether you're tearing up the track or just need a tune-up, trust Oliverian for expert diagnostics, honest repairs, and ASE certified service you can count on. They keep your ride race day ready. Visit oliverianauto.com to book your appointment. And remember, when the green flag drops, Oliverian Automotive keeps you in the driver's seat.
You're out there doing the work, hauling, raking, and planting. The last thing you need is mulch that fades, floats, or turns weird in the rain. Kirby Mulch Company uses clean Vermont wood, hand-picked by loggers who know their trees. No pallets, no paint, no mystery mix. Just mulch that stays put, holds moisture, and keeps weeds in check. Choose red, black, brown, or NEK Natural. And you can order right online. Your yard will end up looking like you hired a pro. Check it out at kirbymulch.com.
And we're back at WMMP as they're still celebrating the first, second, third place winners. And a couple of those cars, they've got the whole clan out, don't they? Grandma's there and the aunts and uncles and nephews, and they got quite a crew.
They did say 3 generations of racing, and I think all 3 are there right now.
They were kidding, that's for sure. So we had 2 more feature events going on here tonight. And we still are going to clear the track with the winners from the previous grouping and see who's going to come out back. We are kind of leaning towards the fact we think that they're going to give those minis another shot, those dwarf car divisions, because they got short turn changed earlier. In fact, we couldn't even get a lap in with a bike, so they were tough. So they ushered them off the backstretch and said, too slippery for you guys. So we'll play it out from here. But overall, the weather has held pretty good, and a lot of people still on the track as they try to clear it here. But fortunately, Joshua's got some great music queued up there, and get ready for some left turns and some right laps. That's Cletus T. Judd is crashing into the track with I Love NASCAR, a full-blown parody of Toby Keith's I Love This Bar. Now, here's the kicker. Toby actually sings backup on this one, which is rare for a parody cut. Cletus name drops more drivers than a spotter on race day and hits every corner of Southern racing culture, moonshine, mullets, and mud flaps included. So listen in to I Love NASCAR by Cletus T. Judd. Ken Wells, Mike Strauss back here. We have a little break during the actions. They're determining who's going to come out on the track. I don't see a whole lot of moisture, Mike, but it looks like a couple of officials are out there checking the track, too, and make sure everything's good. You know, you just heard only Cletus T. Judd could make Jeff Gordon and a Moonshine Distributor rhyme in the same chorus. That was I Love NASCAR. And whether you're a fan of the bump and run, of the buffet, the infield cookout, this one's got your number. The song mentions over 20 real-life NASCAR drivers, including fan favorites like Junior and Tony Stewart. Cletus filmed the video in Concord, North Carolina, not far from NASCAR's home base. That's where all the drivers live, and the garages. I had the fun of going down there a few years ago and taking a look at all the garages in that region. It became his best-selling single was played on Jumbotrons at multiple Cup Series events. Toby Keith didn't just guess. He helped produce the track as a favor to Cletus. And so now we're still in a pause here at the track. They're just making absolutely positive that there's some good traction for everybody over there. They don't want a dangerous track because that can slow you down quite a bit here now. So we're kind of in a little break. We're still trying to see who's going to be coming up next, but I have to agree with Mike that they're going to bring in the group that was not able to complete their runs earlier. And, of course, that is the dwarf car division, and that would still set us up for a big finish tonight with the mini late model series, too, and that's going to be great. And you've got one of your trucks, they move around the track, and what that will do is dry the track as they go around over and over too as well. And so we are still under a break with I'm going to call it a missed delay, Mike, since we don't really have pure rain, although some of the fans have picked up and moved on to get under. See, Mike and I are pretty safe here in a vacuum pack, if you want to, up here in the press box. So we're immune to any of the weather and excess noise or any of that stuff along the way. Meanwhile, the track, they're trying to heat up the track, get as many trucks as they can out there to work down the moisture. There doesn't seem to be any in the forecast, but it's just damp enough to make things slippery. And when you're going, 100 miles an hour around this quarter-mile track here, you're going to slide around a little bit, Mike.
Yeah. You don't want to be slipping and sliding in this weather or this moist weather, rain, precipitation, moisture, whatever it's called. It's going to make you slip.
It's damp.
It's damp.
And it was supposed to be, nice from actually about 5:30 on, and they've done a great job to get to this point of the evening, too, with their racing schedule. And so they're going to give every opportunity, of course, to get all these events in. So with that, I think we've got another song loaded back there. It's a classic, too. A track coming up next, a track that's more about who you're with and where you're going. Erik Church's Talladega might have been a racetrack in the title, but it's really about the magic of being 19, sleeping in the car, and watching fireworks over a super speedway. Church wrote this with Luke Laird, and while neither had actually done the trip, the spirit of it was real. That freedom, that friendship, the one weekend that feels like it'll never end. Here's Erik Church with Talladega. Okay, Ken Wells, Mike Strauss here. We'll give you the up-to-date report. We've got mist out there, only a little stronger. We've lost a lot of fans here. They've got 5 vehicles on the track, making sure it's dry enough to go to our final. Now, what happened with the Dwarfs was explained to me by Aaron Maynard. Did a great job there, too. Because they had to run earlier tonight, the segment was already covered if rain came. After they were unable to get in more than a couple laps there, they were stopped twice, and those cars have minimal traction. They do not run in wet weather. No way. Everybody else has some thread on the tire. They do not. And so they were locked in and they were done, which brings us to the fact that we have one more big event here tonight, and that will be a 50-lap monster on that. That's a mini late model series. And how's the lineup look for that as we try to get this track into shape, Mike? What do our competitors look like for the mini late model series?
Yeah, so you got your mini late model series coming up here, 50 laps. You have position number 1, your top point master, Nick Miller, with 459 points. Second place followed by Brett Jackson at 397 points. Your third place driver for the mini late model series, Jack Hayes, 364 points for Jack Hayes. Fourth place is Justin Jackson with 309. Fifth place, Garrett LeBounty at 275. You have your sixth place in the position, Tim Paquette with 206 points on the season. Seventh place, Jake Rahim is 138 points. Eighth place is Norman Raymond with 135. You have ninth place, Cody LeBlanc with 116. 10th place, Chris Moulton at 108. And your 11th place in the point standings for the mini late model series is Cody Sabins with 84 points.
Now, I'm not an expert on weather reporting and stuff, but Mike, I would have to say that we lost over half our crowd because they've decided it's going to stay wet. What do they know that we don't know, Mike?
I don't know. Everyone's a meteorologist on some level or another. But, hey, we're here. We have a potential race coming up, 50 laps of excitement. I'm ready.
No doubt about it. And that previous song was Talladega by Erik Church. And if you ever sat on a car hood outside the track with the FM dial humming, you know exactly what he's singing about. It's a racing song and title, but a memory in motion. Despite the name, neither Church nor Laird had actually been to Talladega when they wrote the song. They just knew how it felt. The video was filmed at the real Talladega Super Speedway, where they go over 200 miles an hour on that backstretch, very fast track like Daytona, using extras from the stands to capture the vibe. The lyric, "All We Had Was Time," has become a fan tattoo favorite. Talladega Speedway used the song in their 2015 season performance, and Erik Church had the pleasure of seeing Erik Church twice once in Portland, Maine, and once in Nashville, and tremendous talent. And he really brought it home in that particular song right there. So there's still a lot of traction trying to be developed there. We've got a tow truck. Behind that, we've got the Ford 150, a beautiful truck there, coming behind, trying to dry the track. Then you got the pace car trying to chip in. Then you've got the trucks that carry either special equipment for fires or brings the drying material, stay mat they can put on it too. All 6 of those are racing around the track, just trying to dry it the best they can. If they can do that, they'll get this race in. They'll do everything they can to get this in because it's the last one of the night, Mike. So, I mean, there's no tomorrow there. They've got 2 more events down here, and they've done a great job of making up when they've been rained out early in the season. We get a lot of rain, and lately we haven't got much in this region or 80 miles north of here where Mike and I are from. And basically, if they can dry this track, they'll roll, but they'll do everything they can. It's actually only about 9 o'clock, and since we're close to the top of the hour, we want to remind folks that we're WTWN at a Wells River 105.1 FM and 1100 AM, and we're also WYKR in Haverhill, New Hampshire at 101.3 FM as we get to about the 9 o'clock hour. And checking the weather down here, 56 degrees, partly cloudy with a little bit of moisture coming through the top here. And a lot of people in our area and people pick up WCX-TV. Remember Gary Sadowski, and I like to go to the TV Radio Awards every year in the Chittenden County area. And a couple of years ago, of course, Gary retired last year, so he got a big send-off and talked about his days in Minnesota and how he didn't know much about the town except that they had a communist mayor and a huge lake there. He was kind of funny. And I talked to him after. I said, with the equipment they have these days, it must be a lot easier to make forecasts. You have a 30-day forecast and stuff like this. And he goes, nope, it's all me. And I said, well, what do you get when you have a wrong forecast? He goes, I've never missed a forecast in 35 years. He was hilarious. Dry sense of humor. I never missed a forecast in 35 years. Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is. But his delivery, without laughing at all, I thought was sensational. So I respected that very much. Of course, he went to Linden State College up in our area, but he started college at 38. So he did it the long way and was a beloved weather prognosticator, retiring just last year, Gary Sadowski. So here, I don't have Gary Sadowski here, but I got Mike Strauss. And Mike, what's the weather going to be here for the next hour? Because we need 40 minutes to get this wrapped up here tonight. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't go to weather school. I'm not a meteorologist, but I'm pretty sure I've nailed every forecast that I've been given. I think they're going to get this race underway here. We got all these fire trucks. We've got
it's colorful
tow trucks. We've got like a parade of Canadian and American flags here. All that's missing is maybe my minivan. I think my minivan could drive this track up pretty fast, but we're going to get rolling here.
I'd even bring my Cadillac out, except that my front left tire is a spare now, and you're only supposed to go 60 miles an hour with that, so I don't think I can help them much.
Yeah. 3 tires is better than none, though.
No doubt about it. Now they're slowing down the edge, and talking to some of the folks here, there has been a mass exodus of fans here at this point. I look around where we're parked here, and I was jammed in there. Well, it's going to be easy getting out of here now, Mike.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
As they have cleared out. And so now all parking around turn number 4, and they're going to send the cars out here. So they're going to give it a shot and let the drivers, a lot of time they'll ask the drivers what they think. And so now they're going to let these rigs out. Mike has already introduced them, the mini late model series. And they're on the track right now, so I guess that Mike Strauss was right again because they are out trying to get loosened up at this juncture of the evening and try to get their last feature event in here if they possibly can as they line up. But ahead of them, it's still that fleet of emergency vehicles and stuff, and they're underway now again, too, along with the pace car thrown in there as well, because the more traffic you get around the track, the faster you're going to dry. And I think the standard is we're scheduled to 50. If you can get 25 in, Mike, or 26 in, that's a race.
Yeah, it becomes official after halfway. So let's see if we can get the whole thing in. Why not?
Absolutely. So they're out there warming up. We're going to send it back to Wells River. We're moments away, we hope, in starting this last race of the evening, the last feature That'll be the mini late model series. So we'll send it back to Joshua. And I'm Ken Wells. We'll be back at WMMP right after that.
Visit Moonlight Auto Repair in Fairleigh today and test drive any of their vehicles. If you're looking for something special, ask Tom or Dennis to locate it for you. Did you know that Moonlight Auto Repair has the experience and diagnostic equipment to help prevent hot weather breakdowns? Have your AC checked soon, as it's not fun riding in hot air. Like Moonlight Auto Repair on Facebook. Moonlight Auto Repair in Fairleigh, 51 Lake Morey Road at the junction of Route 5 and the Lake Morey Road. Call 802-333-4300.
Napa know-how.
At your local FMS Napa Auto Parts store in Bradford, you'll find hot deals. Save up to 22% on night vision, Xeon headlight, and fog light bulb 2-packs. Save up to 21% on select Redarc trailer and towing products. There's big savings on numerous shop supplies, too. Hot deals through August 31st at your local FMS Napa Auto Parts store in Bradford.
Napa know-how.
You drive an hour for the right fishing hole, the right doctor, the right school. So why settle when it comes to your vehicle? North Country Ford is just a short trip from where you are. But the way they treat customers, it's a rare find. Real people, fair prices, and vehicles that are made to work as hard as you do. Make the trip. You already know some things are just worth the drive. North Country Ford on Middle Street in Lancaster is one of them. Go the extra mile or visit northcountrymotors.com.
At Lady Shay's, comfort food comes handmade and home style. The chicken is as tender as Shay's heart and as crispy as her humor. You'll definitely need to find more words for delicious after trying the mac and cheese. So, whether you're swinging by for lunch or looking for catering that'll make your guests smile, we promise food that's hot, fresh, and full of Southern-style goodness. Follow us on Facebook for truck locations and catering details. Then, come get yourself a taste of home. Lady Shay's. Look for the white truck.
Pumpkins glow and fires crack. Time to fix what summer lacked. Doors repaired and rooms renewed. Porches made for family food. Batchelder's crew knows what to do. Craftsmanship honest, strong, and true. Start your project, big or small, vtcarpenter.com this fall.
When you need 24-hour roadside service, contact Legendary Towing and Recovery at Bradford Auto Works. Their drivers are qualified and trained professionals. They follow guidelines by the American Automobile Association that is put in place by major motor clubs. Here are just some of the services that Legendary Towing and Recovery offers while working with local and state police when needed. Emergency roadside services, lockouts, and jump start, including EV and hybrids. To name just a few. When you need 24-hour roadside service, contact Legendary Towing and Recovery at Bradford Auto Works.
Your backyard isn't broken. It's just boring. And that office entrance? Yeah, that could use some love too. Murray's Market in Bradford will add the beds, borders, and bushes that bring life to your yard and make your business look like it means business. Whether you're a cafe, clinic, or just finally getting around to adding that walkway out front, Murray's Market in Bradford will help you grow places. Murray's Market. We dig what we do. You will too. Open daily, 8 to 5.
Ken Wells, Mike Strauss back here. We have the cars for this division out on the track, but right now they're just trying to burn up as much of the track as they can and dry it off. On the front stretch and the back stretch, it looks pretty dry, but those corners, Mike, are darker, and that means there's still moisture in them.
Yeah. I'm just keeping an eye on the pace car right now. Once that pace car gets out here, we might be getting a little closer to race action.
This is a huge time of year for sports like Motorsports, the A1, all those series going, and of course the greatest league on earth, the National Football League. That'll be starting very, very soon here. And Mike, can anybody knock off the Eagles?
Well, you got Eagles Cowboys coming up next Thursday night. I don't think it's going to be the Cowboys. We know what happened just this week. Micah Parsons getting traded to the Packers.
I love it.
I love it too. They're calling that one of the biggest mistakes in Cowboy history. Who knows? We'll find out.
I hope that's right too. You're trying to cheer me up, and it's working.
Since the Herschel Walker trade, they're saying that might be the biggest mistake in Cowboys history. But yeah, I guess as Packer fans, whatever happens to the Cowboys like that, that's fine.
Well, I have heard both sides of that. That's an awful lot of money to pay a linebacker. But, I'm a Packer fan. You are too. And I'm okay with them spending as much money as they want to. I don't care. I'm a Red Sox fan, too. I wish they'd spend $1 billion on their team. I don't care. I'd like to have a winner, and if it costs money, just go all the way with it. Of course, in baseball, there's no cap. Pro football, there is. And the Packers must be pretty close to it.
Yeah, they must be selling a lot of cheese up there, probably making a little extra coin to put in Micah Parsons' pockets.
Absolutely, and 2 first-round draft picks. But, initially that sounds like a lot, but the Packers are always good. And so those are going to be late-round picks, aren't they, Mike? Those aren't going to be high-round picks. And the Packers are usually in the top 5 or 6 teams in football the last decade.
Better the Packers do, yeah. The better the Packers do, the
worse pick that is, right?
Worse pick that is. So we could really stick it to the Cowboys even more.
They're about to go racing here, and they got green, and by gosh, we're underway here. This is the last event of the evening here, and this is lined up to be a very good run. And let's send it over to Aaron and let him cue us up here for this 50-lap finale here down to White Mountains Motor Park.
Second. Holton at 15 goes to the number 2 position. Now he looks to the inside for the lead. He's already a feature winner this season. Down low. He's got the race lead on the inside. 2 laps complete. 31, Brett Jackson looking to go to second. Jackson's going to go to the runner-up spot. The other Jackson's going to go to third. They are bucking their way up through the field. Chris Moulton is the leader. He goes to the top side of the racetrack. Brad Jackson on the bottom of the 31. Dustin Jackson, and here comes Nick Miller, the point leader. Chris Moulton is leading as they go down. Oh, look out! We got one off the top. 33, Craig Smith loses a sneaker, and we've got yellow.
Losing a sneaker, that's a unique way to say it. Oh, there, I like it. As far as that goes, we've got 5 laps in, and so that will be a little shortage here. We talked about some of the upcoming events. Don't forget, August 31st, the Labor Day Classic 200, and that, of course, is tomorrow. That starts at 4 p.m., and then on September 6th, there'll be the Walls Ford Platinum Late Model Series finale. That's a Leaf Peep for 100, and then on the September 11th date, the Vermont Agency of Transportation and the Flying Tiger 2K Special and the 100-lap showdown. And then we move on to the 13th, Saturday, September 13th. That'll be the 47th Milton Cat American Canadian Tour Fall Foliage 200. That's presented by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. And so now we'll have a break in the action here as they will work on the car on the backstretch from there. And that is fine because we've got another great racing song queued up. All right, folks, fire up those engines and buckle that harness. Here comes a deep cut from country royalty. Brooks and Dunn laid this track down for a 1990 NASCAR documentary, and though it never made it onto a studio album, Sunday Money became a cult anthem for race day faithful with pedal steel, horsepower lyrics, and a title that nods to prize payouts. This one's a love letter to every Sunday warrior who ever climbed into a stock car with a prayer and a pit crew. Is the great Brooks and Dunn with Sunday Money. So that was Sunday Money, a hit gem from Brooks and Dunn that packs more racetrack heart than a restrictor plate at Daytona. You won't hear it on Honky Tonk, but you'll hear it in every hauler and garage stall come Sunday morning. Like a lot of the greats, this song earned its legacy on the infield, not the charts. Brooks and Dunn recorded it specifically for the documentary Sunday Money, which followed real-life NASCAR drivers through a full season. It was inspired in part by the personalities of Dale Earnhardt, Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace, all of whom were featured in the film. But despite being unreleased on an album, it's a staple on NASCAR highlight reels and old-school VHS collections. The phrase Sunday Money was common in Southern dirt track slang. That's the prize purse paid after the weekend feature. I'm happy to report we are back to racing here, and here's Aaron Maynard picking up the pace.
17. Mixing it up with the early race leader, the 15 of Chris Moulton. 18 laps are complete, and Jackson is sideways off of turn 2. Bolton springboards back to the lead on the outside. Chris Bolton, the former Strictly Mini champion, showing the way here in the 50-lap special event for the Introducing Asphalt Mini Late Models. It's going to be 20 laps complete, 30 laps to go. Oh, look out, Gary LeBounty's in it for the wall. He brings it back under control. LeBounty in the 76 had it all crossed up with a hand over fist to hang on to that race car, was able to do it, but lost a ton of ground with 29 laps to go. Chris Bolton pulling ahead again. Bolton in the 15, the leader. LeBlanc in the 7 now, second. Jackson's back to third. Here comes Nick Miller up in the top side of the racetrack. Norman Raymond about to be lap traffic in the 66 as the leaders close in. Raymond gives them plenty of room to the inside lane, and here comes LeBlanc to the top spot. Bolton in the 15 goes back to second. The battle with Dustin Jackson picks back up. It's for the runner-up spot now. Here comes LeBounty down low in the 76. Cody LeBlanc in car number 7 is trying to pull away in the front of the pack. He wants to run away and hide. Cross flags are in the air. Halfway home for Cody LeBlanc. Dustin and Jackson in the 37 and the 15, Chris Bolton. Miller in the 17, still fourth, fifth to LeBounty. Last week's winner, Pocket at 6. 7th to Brett Jackson. 8th will be Jack Hayes, Nathan Waterman, and Norman Raymond. As Moulton's now back to third on the outside. Down low, coming for that spot, Nick Miller in the 17. LeBlanc in the 7, eyeing up the 44 of Waterman to put him a lap down. 28 laps complete, 22 to go for LeBlanc in the 7 car. Jackson in the 37 has second place, trying to track down the race leader. Chris Bolton in the 15 trying to hold off the point leader to stay on the podium. As Dustin Jackson in the 37 hangs on to second. Cody LeBlanc in car number 7 is trying to pull away at the front of the pack. Jackson in the 37 doesn't want to let him do it. Chris Bolton still has third. Nick Miller challenging him again. Garrett LeBounty is there. LeBounty, who lost a good half a straightaway, is caught back up to the front 5 automobiles. $19 laps to go for Cody LeBlanc. They close in on the Jack Hayes 09 to put him a lap down. 18 to go. Here comes Jackson in the 37. Jackson in the 37 has reloaded and come back after the race leader, Cody LeBlanc, for the top spot. Chris Bolton in the 15 now all alone in third as the battle is for fourth between Nick Miller in the 17 and Garrett LeBounty in the 76. $16 laps to go for Cody LeBlanc in car number 7. He started 10th on the grid and shows the way with what will be 15 laps to go this time. Garrett LeBounty in the 76 came awfully close to the wall that time off turn 4, trying to find some room to the outside on Nick Miller. LeBlanc leads. Jackson is there, looking to the inside for the lead. $13 laps to go. Cody LeBlanc in car number 7 trying to hold him off. Bolton in the 15 now a distant third. It's about 5 car lengths back to Nick Miller. Then another 5 car lengths back to the 76 LeBounty. As third, fourth, and fifth have separated themselves, the leaders have drawn themselves together. LeBlanc in the 7. Dustin Jackson in the 37. 10 laps to go this time. 10 to go for Cody LeBlanc in car 7. Dustin Jackson's got that car pinned down to the bottom of the racetrack, taking the shortest possible route. Waterman down pit road to the 44. Jackson is there for the top spot. LeBlanc holds him off. 9 laps remaining in this one. 9 to go for Cody LeBlanc. Dustin Jackson in the 37. LeBlanc, though, staying in the preferred outside lane. 37, Jackson running in his tire tracks. Maybe cooling the tires down just a little bit to try one more assault with what will be now 6 laps to go. 6 to go for Cody LeBlanc in car number 7. LeBlanc in the 7 shows the leg. Jason Hodgson takes 5 fingers, holds him out over the field as they come by this time. 5 laps to go for Cody LeBlanc in car number 7. Dustin Jackson in the 37. And then Chris Bolton in the 15. Less than a mile remains. And the battle for thirds beginning to heat up. Nick Miller in the 17 has tracked down Chris Bolton for third. 3 more times around. 3 to go for Cody LeBlanc in car number 7. LeBlanc got a little bit of holiday time off of 2. And there's 2 to go this time. And here comes Jackson to the bottom. Jackson got a little bit loose that time off of 4 and lost ground to the leader. The white flag is ready to fly. Nick Miller challenging to the inside for third. 1 more time around for Cody LeBlanc in the 7 car. LeBlanc covers the bottom off of 2. Down to back straightaway they go. Checkered flag up in the air. This time off the 4th corner. Cody LeBlanc wins it. Dustin Jackson and Chris Bolton comes home in third. Nick Miller is 4th. And Garrett LaValle in the 76 comes home in the number 5 spot.
And folks, that's a wrap. That's how it ends up here now. Great job. Once they got rolling, Mike, they did a great job of keeping those cars on the track. The track was in pretty good shape anyway. We didn't get a lot of moisture here, and they were able to close it out with a good rush there. Want to thank our CEO there from the radio stations, Joshua Smith, for keeping us airborne all night long here at WMMP. And what a great job by the people with the track getting this ready to roll for this final production of the evening.
Yeah, they did a great job. The racing was awesome tonight. It was great to be here. Wonderful night. And, hey, everyone should, all 17 people that stuck around might be able to get home safely now.
I should say that we did start with 3,000. Mike, there's a few more. Mike's, there's a few more than 17, but a lot of them did leave about an hour ago. We stayed to the end, though. But it's going to be easier for us to get back on the interstate and get through the section here. Really enjoyed it here. The pleasure was all ours. Mike Strauss, great job coming in here and giving a touch of this. Mike's very capable of covering any sporting event, and he just added another one to the resume tonight.
Thanks for having me, Kenny. It was a lot of fun here at beautiful White Mountain Motorsports Park.
Absolutely. And so, folks, still hanging around for these last few winners here. And again, want to thank everybody involved back in Wells River and, of course, over in Haverhill as well. WTWN, Wells River, Vermont 105.1 FM, 1100 AM. And, of course, Haverhill, New Hampshire, WYKR 101.3 FM. And Aaron Maynard, thanks a lot to him, too, letting us use his voice, jumping in here at times to give us some up-to-date information and a great job of calling races as well for him. So we're going to wrap it up here from North Woodstock tonight. For Mike Strauss, I'm Ken Wells, and have a great Labor Day weekend, everybody, from your friends at WTWN in Wells River and WYKR in Haverhill. We're signing off from North Woodstock, New Hampshire.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, any evening showers giving way to clearing, areas of valley fog, and cool, lows in the 40s. Sunday, any fog burning off to sunshine mixed with some clouds, not quite so cool, highs upper 60s and low 70s. Sunday night, clear and cool, patchy fog, 40s to near 50, and Monday, Labor Day, fog burns off the sun mixed with clouds, warm in the 70s. I'm meteorologist Mark Green for WYKR.